7-Elevens that are only in the CMOS. And I am doing a plug here because, we could be shut down next to InfoWars is up for sale next Tuesday, forced by the court. But we'll continue on in the air one way or another, working with great folks. So, yeah, it's just emblematic of the tyranny we're under. Just like Elon Musk said on Rogan, he said if Kamala gets in, he's going to be shut down. This isn't a game. They tried to shut you down. So, we joke around and stuff. But I torture people looking at my, because you made jokes about the shirts. I thought I'd go really crazy on air. But, I mean, this is a war. This is a real deal. So I hope Trump wins today.
Yeah.
What are you predicting, Crowder?
I think he is going to win. I think it's going to be very close. We called Georgia. I think we'll be making the call of North Carolina quite soon. I think that, I'm getting word now that we are going to be calling North Carolina in just a minute. Actually, you know what? Hey, before we continue, do you want to be here for us to call North Carolina with you right now with us?
I do. I should probably put my shirt.
No. Keep it off. Trust me. This gets old. Alex, you haven't seen the entirety of the show. It gets weirder. So, what you're going to be able to, he can see program? Hold on, 2 minutes.
Yes, I'll get.
Carolina, you came through tonight, suck it, FEMA. You really screwed up with Helene, the state where you invented human flight. Call me Sully. I'm gonna go. There's no stopping me.
And the best part is we were really excited about it, and Alex Jones is gone.
Yeah.
When you're going too far for Alex Jones,
maybe he went to watch it. Maybe he didn't have a return monitor. Or
maybe that's the point where maybe it's like, hey, maybe we.
I hope it was. I hope we did that to be funny.
So listen, we feel pretty confident in this according to our projections.
I can't be associated with this. These people are crazy.
I just saw an intern walk by.
Yeah.
Like, no, Alex, not probably out doing push-ups.
He is. I was doing burpees, Steven. I'm sorry.
I was doing burpees. It's part of my program.
Eating some moss off my garage wall.
I drank too much tap water.
That's right.
I felt a little gay.
According to our projections, he's going to win North Carolina by around 2.8%.
By around 2.8%.
That's not enough for me.
Which honestly is
a big deal.
Pretty in line. Can someone bring up the RCP average? I think it was somewhere around 1.8.
I don't remember the exact
So
number. We can bring that up, but I wanted to give you a couple other pieces of information as we've been talking.
Hold on one second. Did you see North Carolina called Alex? Did you get to? No, he's.
Yes, I saw it.
All right.
I didn't know where you went. I was like, oh man, we lost Alex.
Now he's got his shirt on.
Well, I've got a chamber pot over there. I just went and took a dump.
Oh, wow.
That's what the Democrats are doing right now.
Yes, I do believe
they're
they
doing
are.
it in their pants.
Yeah,
Steven's got a crock pot next to him.
Yes, I do. It's actually it's an Instapot because I like putting it under pressure.
Listen, I never say this about Steve, but it's really cool because when I've co-hosted and guest hosted for him, I had the same thing here. He has a toilet in his chair. And it's very relaxing.
I do. Yeah, I do. And I even changed it.
And I also pee sitting down.
Yeah, well, I only pee sitting down when I'm doing the show, and that's a convenience factor. But I did change the chair because it used to be like that old foam chair that you have at your grandparents' house, where it feels like another butt up against your butt. So now it's actually it's a nice firm polymer, so you don't get that. It's like when you sit on someone else's desk in school and it's warm.
No,
like
I agree.
I don't like.
Even though I'm old now. I don't like old people chairs, even though I'm kind of old now. It's weird to be 50, but I remember like grandma's like, it feels creepy.
Yeah.
Like, it must be like this when you're like a junior high student and Tim Walz is your gay counselor.
Yeah. Allegedly. Also,
right.
It's really weird.
My ass.
It's really weird when old people have carpeting up and around the toilets.
Yeah.
You had some information there, Gerald.
All right, so just some information. So we got some PA updates that we can have Ginger Snap come in and give us some.
Okay.
Kamala Harris is way underperforming in some very important places.
Okay. Tell her get on her knees.
And then I just wanted to give you this update too on Florida. So in 2020, Trump won Florida by 372,000. Right now, it's projected at over 1.5 million.
1.5 million.
He's going to win it by this time around.
Stop it, Nick.
What do you mean, Nick?
Stop it, Nick.
Expects guys, you and your trend horse shit. I'm sorry.
Right, it's just okay.
It's not.
All right, Nick needs a Snickers. there's
By the
been
way,
no
by
good
the-
news tonight that Nick hasn't said. Like, he's gonna
By the
lose
way, real
Florida.
quick,
We're
hey,
gonna
hey,
lose
real quick.
Florida. Gerald,
Real
you can't
quick,
quit.
Crowder.
Gerald, you cannot quit.
Hey, no making out
No,
with
it's
Nick.
good. It's good.
Stop
for
it.
him.
Stop it.
No, don't hurt me.
He's too big.
I'm an old man.
Something big here.
Yes.
Don't make me take my
Steven,
shirt
something-
off.
You mean aside from an Aryan beating up a Sicilian, which the optics are not great? Yes. What is it, Alex?
Cecilia.
Listen, you guys are doing great on the numbers as well. I know you love Owen Schroyer, former political prisoner.
Yes.
He's in our big map room looking at some of the numbers. I want to get his, just for a minute or so, his take and analysis. Now, you got a bunch of experts there. Let's put our brains together right now. But let's just go to Owen for a second.
about our
Simulcast.
chest?
I want him to give us a quick report. He says big
Yes,
developments.
but hold
Owen.
on, Alex. Before we do that, where's the best
Here's
place
the deal.
for people to find you? I just want to say,
So-
where's the best place for people to find you? Because we didn't get your plug in yet. Sorry, we have Joe Lewis in the studio and everyone's losing their mind.
No, well, I'm going to steal your dog. If InfoWars gets shut down, find me at Real Alex Jones on X. Find me at alexjones.network, and also follow our backup channel at AJN for Alex Jones Network, AJN Live, and that'll be a big deal because when I got deplatformed, even great fans had trouble finding me. We're still on a lot of talk radio stations. We've got the uplinks at the new studio and stuff. It's a lot smaller. We intend to expand. Hopefully, move out of Austin, maybe up north by
Well,
you guys. Who knows?
You know what, Alex, too? Also, I don't know if you noticed, we just announced this tonight. Rumble Premium has been an ad-free service that's been around for a while. Mug Club now is Rumble Premium. Rumble Premium is Mug Club, where Mug Club proved that we could build out a network, but there are already more people. Donald Trump Jr. on Rumble Premium. They have some gamers there. They have live events. So every
I'm
member of
talking to the
Mug Club
owner,
is going to
I'm
be
talking
there.
to the head of Rumble with you guys as well. We're going to be working a lot more with Rumble regardless. I just got to know what's going to happen with InfoWars. But we're finally here. It'll be gone next Tuesday. And bad guys are probably going to buy it. So I've just been faithful to the crew here, but I'm ready to branch out and hopefully have the crew with me.
Right.
But that's going on.
And you could always just you could just change it to like Info Floors, and that could be under Rumble Premium. Is my point, right? There's a million things that you could do. Oh no, we lost his feet.
Oh,
He wanted to-
Gone or just dark?
Oh, there he is.
he's back.
They
No, I'm
apparently they
here.
bought
And
it
if
now.
you
know why? 'Cause
support
they
me
wanna
because it
feed
takes
us.
money to fight this.
Yes,
TheAlexJonesStore.com.
yes. AlexJonesStore.com. I think because he wants to feed us some info from Owen Schroyer
Alex
real
Jones,
quick. And the Alex Jones. Sorry, say it again, Alex. I'm sorry.
TheAlexJonesStore.com. Get some t-shirts, get some CMOS, keep us on the air. I'm not kidding. You'll love the CMOS. But seriously, Owen is on it. I know you guys have your own war room. I want to hear your take on his analysis. So here's Owen Schroyer. Owen, come in here.
All right, let's hear what
All
Owen
right,
Schroyer has to say.
everybody take a deep breath.
Yes.
Everybody just relax for a second. We got election happening right now.
What?
The numbers in Pennsylvania and Georgia, in my view, I've crunched them. There's no path to victory. 82% in Pennsylvania. Harris would have to get 65% of the vote the rest of the way. It's just not there. The rural counties are competing with Philadelphia. She's not going to get 65% the rest of the way. And I just don't see why they just don't call it now. I'm telling you, Trump needs to come out and declare victory right now. Harris has not been getting 65% of the returns since 8 p.m. It's not happening. Trump is going to win Pennsylvania aside from shenanigans. Same thing happening in Georgia. Pull up Georgia. Harris at this point down. Look, Biden won Georgia by 12,000 votes. Georgia by less than 100,000 in 2016. These are better returns than both of those elections. There is no way Harris can come back from over 100,000 votes down, except ridiculous shenanigans, with 91% in. Think about that. What is she going to get? 75% of the last 10% vote? Not going to happen. Not in a fair election. So we zoom back out. What does this mean? This means with Pennsylvania and Georgia.
1 second here, Tim. Yeah, bring him up full screen
That's
if you can. Bring him
270.
up full screen really
That's
quickly.
a victory for
And
Donald
then-
Trump. He needs to come out in 15 minutes and declare victory. I won't be the one to declare victory, but that's what we see here on this map.
All right,
It's
Owen,
also
stay
fair
there.
to
I
say-
want to go back. Hold on, because we're breaking in with Stephen here. Stephen, I want to get your take as you guys are looking at the numbers. You've got experts there as well. Owen, stay there. Don't go.
Yes.
What is your take on what Owen just said?
Okay, well, 1 second, because we were just having some issues here. I wanted to bring it up full screen. We do have.
We've talked about that before.
Well,
like,
just so you know, we have called Georgia. So
Yeah.
Owen is right on that. Called Georgia pretty definitively. We're very confident in Georgia. We do have Lane the Brain in here with some
Yes.
updates in Pennsylvania, and I think there's some agreement. And then you have a little bit more context to some of those numbers. And I don't know if there's disagreement.
No, there's no disagreement at all, really. The only difference is the map that we had on our
Yes.
from our side. We actually called Georgia.
Right.
So the only thing left for Trump to do is win one of those upper Midwest states, Wisconsin, Michigan, or Pennsylvania.
So let's bring up there, Noodles, the election integrity map, because we have called Georgia so people can see that up there. Oh, is it DDoS
It's
again?
still DDoS.
It's
Yeah.
DDoS. We've been DDoS attacked because, Alex, we've been providing this analysis
The
and these
longest
numbers.
one in
Okay,
history,
but he
by the
just
way.
said
Okay.
they, according to him, he has Pennsylvania.
Well, I know, according to what he just said.
So we cannot say that yet.
Yeah.
We are not really
Right.
willing to say
All
that
right.
Pennsylvania, we are not willing to say that. But to reflect on what he said with those trends, how he said she needs 65% of the vote. If
Yeah.
you want to pull up what our analysts just put together, that graph,
Yep.
this will kind of help show what Owen was talking about.
Okay.
Because it reflects exactly what our numbers are saying. too.
Great. So there you go. So, Alex, we actually have a
Excellent.
graph that I don't know if you guys can see it on your program. You may not be able
Blaine,
to.
pull it back down. 'cause
But
it's
we've
way up
had
the chain now.
some graphs here that we're actually able to present to people as far as what percentage of the vote needs to be won in the future. So let's bring up that. You want to bring up
Yeah,
that graph? We're
Yeah,
going.
I'll get it to him right now.
But
Yeah,
everything
so
that
there's
Owen
been a
just
million
said checks
things.
out.
Yep, gotcha.
And
I
that's
should
why
have
we
put it
actually
for you.
called Georgia
Right there.
not that long ago. Let's bring this up. You have it there?
Pennsylvania. Yeah, we've got it. So we
Okay, so
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. So I don't know if you can see this, Alex, but
We can.
Lane the Brain, describe this because we've been showing this throughout the night. Describe it for some new viewers, people coming in from Alex's show who may not be familiar with this metric that you've shown.
Correct. So this is essentially reflecting the sentiment that they were just talking about. If you look at the red bar, so the farthest to the right is actually the most recent information that we have. And it says 54.2.
And by
means-
information, I mean the most recent vote dump.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
So the most recent vote dump, Donald Trump collected 54.2% of that.
Right.
And what that tells us is of the outstanding vote remaining, he only needs to win 45.
Right.
Which, means Kamala Harris would need to win a much about 55% of that vote.
Right.
So our percentages are a little different, but the trend is exactly the same.
And you are pretty, again, we're not making the call, but pretty confident that it's very unlikely with the votes that are remaining in Pennsylvania that she would be reaching those margins.
Correct. And the reason that we feel a little confident in Pennsylvania, not in calling it, but in the direction it's going, is if there's two bellwether counties,
Yep.
essentially that you want to look at, which are Erie County and Northampton County. And in the last vote dump, Donald Trump closed the gap in Erie County by about 7%, and he's only trailing by 3.6 now. So he keeps making that up. But Northampton County is the one you want to look at because he actually lost that by 0.7% in 2020 to Joe Biden. But right now,
Hold on, we're
according
looking
to
we're looking on the map for Northampton.
Can you give me a
Fucking Rain Man
I
over
just-
here just reading them at a
keep
million
looking
miles
for it,
an
but I
hour.
have.
Give me a
So what,
Dramamine.
Google it.
so what we do see in Northampton is that Trump is leading by a substantial. He's leading by 5.4% right now at last check. He lost that county.
Wow.
And
Now
the-
I'm excited.
And there's only been 3 times, I believe, in the last 150 years that county hasn't predicted the winner of the state. I
So
think
it's-
2004,
Wow.
2000, and 1968. I
So
believe.
it's not just
Nick's
the
got it,
fact,
Chubby.
Alex, to go back to that, it's not just the fact that he's doing better than in 2020, but it's
Right.
the fact that actually, in combination with that, is a bellwether county that's
Correct.
indicative of someone winning the country at large.
That
So
is correct.
for the state, it's pretty significant. Seems all metrics that we have right now that he should win the state, but that microcosm within the state suggests strongly that he would win the country. And this is, by the way, given the fact that we've already called Georgia.
Right. And then even if you move past Pennsylvania, if you can pull up the New York Times thing that we sent you, they're starting to even not have
They've-
much room to
I was
wiggle.
going to say they were noticing it. They were leaning Trump
Oh, really?
about an
Yeah.
hour ago.
Yes.
It was the first time they had said it in this entire cycle.
So
About
they're leaning
Pennsylvania.
him in popular
Not only
vote,
Pennsylvania,
also,
the nation.
Yeah.
but they also have him up in PA, Wisconsin, and Michigan. They give him over a 65% chance in all of those states to win.
Yep.
And if he wins any of those states,
Poly market's at 97%
Yeah.
for Trump now.
Yeah. Hold on. I wanted to do a polymarket check-in after.
Sorry.
Alex, hold on, everyone, guys. There's too much. Hold on one second. Alex, are you still there? Did you hear the announcement? So Owen was right on the money, and we have access to, again, some metrics here behind the scenes that kind of exclusive here that we can parse out. But Owen,
No, I
seemed
know
to be-
you guys did a great job. Well,
and so did
that's
Owen. He was
super
right on the
news.
money.
So it looks like, I mean,
Barring-
in the old days, when somebody won, they would declare so they wouldn't do shenanigans. I think Trump needs to declare here in the next few hours.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that if he wins Pennsylvania, he absolutely should declare. We're not fully, and if you guys are, that's great. We're not fully confident in calling
No, we're
Pennsylvania.
not saying we're 100% right. We're just saying it looks like it does.
Yeah. It certainly looks
It
that
looks
way.
like it to me too. I think, Alex, my only hesitation would be I don't want to give people like, oh, Donald Trump is cheating again. You got to I just don't want that. I want to.
They'll try and go with those optics.
Let it become a little bit more obvious. I agree with you though to put a stop to any of the potential steal or anything that is going on to head that off. But I just want it to be a little bit more.
One
clear.
final thing.
Very
So,
close.
Alex, I know we're going to have to. Can we have our team cross-reference these counties that are particularly, important right now, and look at the Jewish voting population?
Yeah.
Because looking at the trends that we already have. No. I'm just saying.
No,
that's-
yes, no. We can look at those. We can look at
That
those.
would help. In other words,
Oy
that- we can look at those of
100%.
PA, but that might help us make a prediction a little bit
Correct.
earlier if we see those numbers still
We
continue
can.
to track.
And to that
That's a
point, we
noticeable
were
movement.
able, when we did call North Carolina, it was about 10 minutes ahead of Reuters' call on that as well.
Right.
So we did beat them to the punch.
Yeah, thank
Yep.
you, Mug.
There we
Club.
go. So we're the first
Mm.
place right here,
Mm.
guys. Mug Club, Rumble Premium. If you guys want to support it, click that button right now. Join Rumble Premium. You just heard maybe info floors at Rumble Premium. I know that Alex Jones has a lot. We don't know what's going to happen after next week, but the water's warm. And
Yeah.
we made the North Carolina call before they did at Reuters. We made the Georgia call. I want you to stick around here for a little bit, laying the
Yeah.
brain. Alex, we do have to get going, but tell Owen if he can't still hear us. Great work.
Yep.
And we may even be able to check in with you guys later. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us behind the scenes too.
Absolutely. And just want to say great job with your investigative team winning this election. You guys have done just as good as James O'Keefe, and he's always been the North Star. We're not in competition. We're on the same team, but incredible job for all your supporters, everybody else. And I love working with you, and I love your crew. This is a historic moment, so thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Alex. We appreciate it. Alex Jones and Owen Schroyer, everybody. Good. Yeah, I'm glad. Again, I know we've had some tech issues there, but I'm glad. He was going a little like some gut feel, but it's good to see that. Owen is one of those guys who people, because he's with Alex Jones, think he's more unreasonable than he is. He's often pretty right on some of these things, and he's it's one of those things. Don't let the media tell you who Alex Jones is. Don't let the media tell you who all those people are. Even if we have disagreements, it sounds like we're tracking here with some different data sets, but this is quite a bit of momentum.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
1.5 million votes potentially in Florida is
Huge.
Huge.
That is massive.
And why are you laughing? What, you don't think there's 1.5 million votes in
I
Florida?
expected that from Florida, goddammit.
No one expected 1. You
did.
never said it.
Oh,
You said that
for
Joe
Christ's
Biden would be
sake.
out. We gave
That's
you
right.
credit. And now you're saying you never
Where's
said
your money on
1.5 million votes.
What? I
All
was
right,
laughing.
hold
You
on,
guys
hold
get-
on. Hold on. The fight's out there. Damn it! I love everybody in here.
No,
knows
it's not. It's in here now.
I love,
Beckham.
it is in here. It is in here. Guys, don't you
Guys,
I gotta defend Nick. I saw his My Little Pony diary. He wrote.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he right.
He wrote it in there.
Yeah, well, him and Kavanaugh. Who gives
I
a
was
shit?
laughing at you guys getting so excited that he won so big in
But
Florida.
Nick, the reason is because
I
we're
know
looking
the
at it, we're
trending.
contrasting the trends,
I
and now you're
understand.
excited. But you know why we're able to make these predictions?
Yeah.
Because of the numbers that we looked at in Florida. Let's go for the poly market check-in. I'm gonna have a fever of 102.
There's no Josie.
Poly market check-in. Let's
Whoa.
begin.
Whoa.
Donald Trump at
96.6.
96.6.
Now, do me a favor. Pull up the general election as well.
Well, that is a general election.
No, I'm sorry. The popular vote for the general election.
Oh, I
I
think
got him
that's
off his
down.
We've been
game.
streaming for 6 hours.
There
All
it
right, give me a break.
Oh,
I got
Popular
him off
vote
his
winner.
game.
91% for Trump.
For the popular vote.
popular
There's the
vote.
mandate of the masses, everybody. There's the mandate of the masses.
I don't want to go to bed.
New York
And so
Post.
remember this really quickly. And I want to go remember this really quickly. Hey, can you bring off the live on air thing right there? I'm seeing Alex Jones's window in front of me. Remember this: when the left, they will protest, they will riot. They might even behave for a couple of days because they might have people from the brass say, hey, look, we got to be careful with this. Remember, they are protesting not against the Electoral College. They're protesting not against some kind of swing state. They are protesting against you, the American people. That's what they're protesting. When they riot this time, they're rioting against everyone else in this country.
Yeah.
And don't forget it. Even if you didn't vote for Donald Trump, when
That's
people
a good
say, hey, I want to stand up for what's right. Okay, you talked about the integrity of democracy. Watch. This happens tonight. Donald Trump very, very likely, almost certainly wins the Electoral College. Very, very likely wins the popular vote. If you see a single Walgreens, CVS, you see a single department store looted, you see a single person, my God, shot in the street for being a Trump voter like we saw in Washington State, or was it Oregon? Remember, that bullet is for you. That Walgreens, that shop is you. There's no more bullshit where people argue, even though it should never be the case, about the Electoral College or about Donald Trump and billionaire donors, because we saw that they bragged about with Kamala Harris. The mandate of the masses and a significant winning margin. That riot is for you. Remember, let this reverberate through you. Don't forget it. And you should be pissed when that happens. And that if that ever does happen, that's exactly why you heard me on my spiel earlier. Well, I'll never say political. Then another how likely the stream gets taken down from YouTube. Can we do that really quickly? Because I meant every
Sure
damn
we
word
can.
that I just said. $21. It went down.
21.
Huh.
I think it's because we had Alex on for
More
a little bit that it
ranting.
spiked.
Yeah.
No.
No,
it
it
only
went
went
lower.
down when he took a shirt off.
It only went down. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
that's
true,
right.
yeah.
The people were appeased.
All right.
You know, I don't know if I saw this, if this was correct,
Well
but
done.
did Bitcoin hit an all-time high
Yes,
in the last hour?
it did.
Oh, I wonder
Wow.
why.
So that's one of the things. People are not only looking at Polymarket in the polls, but the vote on crypto is a vote for the price. Is essentially the price of Bitcoin. Is what are the markets predicting is going to happen? Because it's very clear that Trump is going to be able to do more favorable cryptocurrency policies
Yes.
versus Kamala. And so,
Yeah.
well, why are
Use-
we
use
even
the-
here?
Yeah, but Jim Cramer's head comes to a point.
Don't insult the
That's
coneheads.
a fair point.
I'm excited.
Is there anything else that you wanted to fill us in on?
No, I don't think so. Just there's some interesting indicators on the ground outside of the numbers. New York Post is starting to report that people are leaving Kamala's watch party.
Oh my gosh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's rough.
No, it doesn't. That's fantastic.
I mean, it sucks for her.
Before we even
I
went
hope
live
she's
on
all
air,
right.
most
When
of
Oprah and
the
Lizzo leave, that's a dozen people.
the
I hope
U.S.
she's all right.
consulates in Europe, all those places that wanted Trump to lose, they all decided not to hold their watch parties. So there's,
good.
So there are quite a few
fantastic.
signs. We don't have the leftist meltdowns yet. I don't know. We'll check in with Brodigan in my
Please,
land.
put a note in. Look for these things, please.
I don't want to. All right. I'm just nervous
Stop
about
it,
going to
Nick.
bed. I'm just being realistic. Will
Okay,
you-
that's fine.
Were you here in
Thanks, Uncle
2016?
Frank. Thanks, Uncle Frank.
Get
I'm
him a
with
Red
you,
Bull.
Nick. I'm with you.
If it helps, if
I'm
it makes
afraid
you
to
feel
go
any
to-
better,
No,
Nick
no.
forgot his reading
know.
glasses. All right.
We'll also get you some Senate updates because we could take the Senate and the House potentially tonight.
We
And have,
picked up, I
Yes.
think we picked up 2 and we're leading in 3 others right now.
Now I'm excited.
So we're talking about the Senate, right?
Senate, yeah.
Yeah. The
We
House.
picked up
the House
what-
we have, but we could.
widen the
Yeah,
margin.
I believe we needed 4 to win 4 of
I
this.
say we
That's
pick
right.
up the
And how
house
many
and
will we
drop it on
need?
Kamala's
I'm trying to
head.
remember how many more would we need in this? One?
We only really had to flip one because West Virginia was open because
Yeah.
of Manchin,
Right,
so
because of
they
Manchin.
won that one, and then one more, which would have
But
been.
is it a shutout in the seats that they thought would flip Democrat? That's one thing I don't know yet.
I'm not sure. I'll have to take a look at that one.
Okay.
We've been focused on the presidency.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Lane the Brain. We appreciate it. We'll check. And you know what? Since we
Lane.
paid good money to have that chair out there, next time, do you mind doing it from the chair?
I like that chair. It's a cool chair.
Okay, let's have you do it from that chair there. Plus, you look good
Hey,
in that chair.
just microphone, just put it like right here.
Yeah, put it right
right
up there.
Gerald can come.
Like
do
your
it.
like your Mariah Carey at Rockefeller Club.
If Gerald wants to show everybody how
Yeah,
to do it,
I know.
I mean,
It's just we
I
paid good money for that chair, and I don't think we're going to be
Well.
streaming for days now.
Gerald
All right,
will
thank you.
show us how to do that when he does the wine tasting.
No,
That's right.
I'm doing
Yeah.
wine tasting.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So this has been a lot of fun. Oh, you know what? I forgot.
Oh no.
Actually,
Yeah, man. What's on your mind?
well, since you've known her for so long, I wanted to get your insight on why your daughter isn't doing as well as the media was hoping she would tonight.
It's all very simple, man. She didn't have the time
But time for what?
to do the same thing she always done to get all of her job.
Boy, you're really a one-trick pony, aren't you, Donald J?
It's a simple equation. You divide the population by the amount of hours in a day that she spread eagle.
Okay.
She couldn't get to them all in time.
Okay, that's about what I was expecting to hear, but good to know she does have a formula for success.
Spread eagle is just like a mother.
Okay, we get the point. I
She
think we're
have a
done
like a
here. We're
mother.
done, Tool Man. All right. By the way,
Every
Billy,
time.
you might mute other people's mics well because I can't hear.
Don't make them so funny. We won't laugh so
I didn't
much.
make anything funny. You think I write what he says? It's Kamala's dad, Donald J.
He's his own man.
God.
I'm laughing at his mouth and his teeth.
Still looking for cigs.
Oh boy. All right.
I'm
So we
excited.
got
I
about
feel
50
good.
Yeah, well, good. I'm glad, Nick. I mean, I honestly have given you a hard time, but I know why you're like that. Like,
Well, I
you've
was
been
voted
guilty
class
before. you know, like-
Honestly, and this is, I'm not making this up. In high school, they had to come up with superlative for me. I was voted class pessimist.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you know what?
Well, that's interesting.
It's really being a realist is what it's called. And a couple of people that voted me class pessimist, they're dead now. So who won that fucking argument?
Well, I don't think anybody did, but
I
nonetheless.
think everybody lost. I think everybody lost. I think they're dead and you're dead inside.
No, guys,
They're
I'm
still
just-
voting. You're fine.
No, I get it.
I don't want you to go to bed excited because it's going to
I
be,
know.
that, you know.
Well, I'm not going to bed.
We're not
No
going to bed,
jinxing,
Nick.
no
So
I'm not going to bed.
Well, I
It's
better
100 degrees right now, and I'm not going to bed.
I better see
What's your
some
excuse?
blow. I better see some blow real soon if you want me to stay up.
Look, Nick, what's your excuse? Okay, I said we're not going to bed. We're going to keep screaming until we call the president, right?
What are we gonna do?
I don't know why he's so mad. I don't know. It's that hot Italian blood, the
Hey, fuck
Sicilian.
that.
You can't calm him down, right?
Hey, fuck that. You fucking Irish cockroach.
See, that's what it does. That's the channel.
Are
What
we
happened
still
today?
worried about being booted from YouTube? For Christ's sake, when is this
All
fire
right.
starting?
We're gonna go to a quick break. We're going to
35.
come back when Nick
Jesus,
calms
this
down.
is
We'll be right
fucking-
back after this. We'll be
Show's
right
got more
back.
rules than the Tonight Show, for Christ's sake.
Tool man.
Truth Social, a free speech platform designed to avoid big tech censorship. Make your voice heard. Join the movement. Join Truth Social.
Dear Truth Social, today I was inspired to write a haiku, a beautiful haiku, to type a poem. I think from Japan, could be China. Fantastic people, the Japanese, the Chinese. I don't know, no one knows. Terrible radiation, though, for the Japanese. The haiku goes like this. Nancy Pelosi is a big fat lying witch, but wow, such nice tip.
From the network that brought you TikTok Hits, Fish Radio, and the Joel Osteen Channel comes the new and improved Howard 100.
Where do I begin?
Dominating space with satellite technology only available through Sirius XM.
Jigsaw puzzle? You're into that, huh?
Only losers and suckers listen to free radio that's not coming from space.
Women have to work harder to get respect.
New network, old stir.
I don't understand this philosophy.
Weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern, only on Sirius XM Howard 100. Sign up today for Sirius XM for just $9.99 a month, or get a free trial. They're pretty easy to get. You can literally just get free trial after free trial after free trial after free trial after free trial.
I think you've got a confession to make. You're fake. You are fake. Well, Trump was making America great. Where were you when you tried to resist me and you? Yeah, Trump is getting the best of you. Yeah, Trump keeps getting the best of you. These 4 years were just a sneak preview. Can I get your attention for some breaking news? The polls are already tightening. Prepare to lose. Your nursing home COVID dance, it got you blue. Think you can take 4 more years of this abuse? 'Cause Trump is getting the best of you. Yeah, Trump is getting the best of you. Revised unemployment rates, it's real, the market's healed. You're crushed, you must confess. Yes, Trump is getting the best of you. Now it's time for confession, my friends. Your more fake news. Are you ready to lose again? When Biden poops, you can try to resist, but you will lose. My terms are sort of like Twix, my friends. They come in twos. Cause Trump is getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you. Yeah, I keep getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you. Yeah, Trump keep getting the best, the best, the best. I'm besting you. Tonight on No Cops.
This bill of comprehensive police reform to be just got to be careful here with some gunshots. Excuse us. It sounds like gunshots. I'll let you know what this is. These seem to be gunshots.
Get down!
Shit, where is that?
We're okay.
We're just going to go.
Let's go. Stay tuned for more No Cops.
To be clear, he continues to deny the fundamental charge that she has, which is that she had this sexual encounter with him in 2006. He denies that?
First of all, I don't know which she you're talking about because you're inventing people. Oh, E. Jean Carroll. Such a liar. She won't even give us a first name. I think it's Earl. I think she had a. I know he didn't sexually assault her, but come on. They it was a department. Who hasn't got a job at the fitting room at Old Navy or the Gap? Is that really a hanging offense? You guys are young, probably fit. You see a boy with an ass like a nectarine. You follow him around the mall. Take him to the Cheesecake Factory, maybe get him a mac and cheese. This stuff happens, but he did not sexually assault anybody. Let me make that clear. Or anybody else that's going to come forward with these stories. It's really disgusting. I don't even know that Trump likes women anymore. He's had so many of them. He's just tired. I mean, you eat lobster every day, you get sick of it. Yeah, you eat hot dogs every day. You're Anthony Weiner. What? Well, I guess that's it. You have no more questions. And as usual, those were horrendous. They were as slanted as the roof you try to put that guy on in Butler, which wasn't very slanted. That was a dumb remark on my part. You can see they were doing a news report. There was a 12-year-old girl on a unicycle behind the guy doing the report on the roof, juggling axes. So that's it. And I guess I'll see you at the next press conference. Maybe the other person who's running for president should try this. It's kind of fun. You have a good day now.
I really think he should be the press secretary. I mean, it would be a lot more fun, but there's a lot of fun that we're getting to have right now in this moment. Look, we're cautiously optimistic still. We still think there's a lot of momentum. Everything's looking pretty good. One of the things that I wanted to bring in, guys, we have officially, I believe, won the Senate. I know we've been focusing a lot on the presidential race. Now, that's a big deal. So if Donald Trump goes in, he's got a mandate of the people because he wins the popular vote. He wins the Electoral College. You've got the Senate. You've got the House. You can start to do some stuff. Now, make sure you do some. What the? Yes. Just
hey, I want some.
Me. Yeah, there we go. Absolutely. No, but that is a massive deal right now. And look, I'm looking at CNN. I've got a lot of different screens going on. So sometimes if I say, "Oh crap, I got the wrong thing," it's because I've got 7 things that I'm looking at one time. So I apologize. We have lawyers here to make sure that I don't get us sued too badly. But they're going over Pennsylvania right now, and they're looking at every single county and going, ah, crap. She's underperforming. That is fantastic for us. They just keep going back to these counties. And look, I know that, Pennsylvania has been marked by everybody for a very long time. We have James Woods coming up in just 1 minute here as soon as Stephen gets back in. But I just wanted to say, like, Scott Presler, we all owe you a lot. Right? It's not any one person that's going to get this thing done, but everybody has played a significant part. Scott moved to Pennsylvania, started an organization there. You can go on his X and see, and he got people knocking on doors. He got people registered to vote. He changed counties for Donald Trump and actually leaned Republican instead of being Democrat. Like, phenomenal job right there. If Donald Trump wins Pennsylvania, it's going to be due in large part to the work that Scott Presler did. So thank you very much for that work. Enjoy the night. If that gets called here in just a little while, we'll see. I don't know how much longer we're going to have to wait on that, but it's going to be fantastic.
A shirt from the Ellen DeGeneres collection.
Yes, I am. I ran into her at Orvis.
James Woods.
I'm
still
joking.
waiting.
It was REI. All right. So
He's laughing.
let's
He's
bring up
enjoying the
James
show.
Woods has an IQ of, like, Mensa.
4
They would be
I know.
I should say, filling their pants. Their pants. Because he is like the highest IQ of any celebrity. And sorry, I know James Woods is coming on. My microwave screwed me up because I have that microwave out there. And I was like, it's already midnight? It's not. It's not midnight.
You may need a more significant break here.
11:09.
It's 11.
I'm 14.
What?
11.
Is it 9? All right, let's bring on the man with the best voice. Hold on a second. I got to sanitize my hands.
Oh, boy.
I got to do this because whatever I touch,
I mean,
man,
you're getting close
whatever
every
I
time.
touch is going to be plagued with this virus.
That's true. Please do that for us.
I don't want.
It's going to be a bunch of sick cup.
All right. All right. This is a good man. Please, can we just
This is how
behave
Oppenheimer's brain
for
works.
man we've wanted on the show for a long time. And by the way, Gay William ran into him. Maybe we can bring Gay William on in a little bit. And I don't want to tell personal stories, but a big fan of this man. I've been following him. He's one of the OGs on Twitter as far as not being afraid to speak out. One of Hollywood's last remaining great actors and quite a funny chap, James Woods. Hold on a second, James. No one respects the damn stinger tonight. We had a whole stinger for you, and I saw you're already speaking. But Mr. Woods, thank you for being here, sir.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Crowder, for being here. And by the way, this is in our household already. We have to buy it, by the way. Just saying.
Thank you
Just
very
saying.
much.
My wife, big fan.
Okay.
Big fan. Yeah, years ago. She must point out she bought it years ago.
Well, thank you.
So,
I mean, she's.
And by the way, have you two been celebratory imbibing at this point? I think everyone has except for me.
yeah, I have to say, my bar isn't big enough. This is like coming into a drunken frat party. I gotta tell you, I've been watching you guys, and I mean, the Ellen DeGeneres shirt was pretty much the high point of the evening for me. Because it does take.
Thank you very much, Mr.
And by the
West.
way, what a risque view to take when she's not here to defend herself anymore, James. You're better than that.
By the way, it really looks like, honestly, a Harry Sisson shirt. But it looks like it has a little bit of DNA there on the collar. You might want to watch out.
I just asked Jitsu to lint roll this. Good Lord.
Yeah, but it's not a lint issue, pal.
It's a load issue.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
No,
by the way-
listen, seriously, I'm thrilled to be on the show. William Rodriguez, fantastic man. He pushed me. He said, you got to do Stephen. I said, I'd love to, but I don't do press. Then finally I thought, you know what? This is just too important. This night, let's get serious for a moment, please.
No.
Is one of the single most important nights. Every election, this is the most important election in history. This was and is the most important election I in my lifetime.
Yeah.
In my lifetime, because we are literally, I mean, if you even try to picture with AI at its best, I like to call it artificial stupidity because it gets just about everything wrong.
I get it.
Siri can't work. Alexa can't work. AI can't work. But if you looked
like
at
they're
what the
black.
future would be under Kamala Harris, however the fuck you pronounce her name, Kamala Harris, if you looked at what that future would be like, it would be some n-dimensional space that you could never have imagined in your worst nightmares.
Yes.
I mean, just every single thing that she believes in or doesn't believe in, because she doesn't know herself.
Yeah.
You know, Michigan, she believes in one thing, and Virginia, she believes another.
Yeah.
It would have been a catastrophe. And let me tell you, no matter how big this victory may be tonight, God willing, and the last time I went to bed, Trump was winning. I woke up and they found 300,000 votes in a crocodile's ass somewhere, and whatever.
I like drunk James Woods, by the way. This is my favorite James
Well, they
Woods.
find him somewhere. They didn't even have a crease in him. I don't take anything for granted. But how is it possible that it was this close? I mean, honestly, that this would be like Billy Barty, in a boxing match.
You know what? I'll tell you exactly what it is.
Evander Holyfield.
Not to get too serious on it. I'll tell you exactly what it is. And I don't mean in the way that crazy conspiracy. Satanism sells. And by that, I mean creating an altar, creating an idol, which is yourself, creating yourself into an idol. And that's all the DNC abortion policy is now. It's sacrifice at the altar of self. There's something really appealing to, but if I vote this way, I'll get this. I think that a huge portion of people who voted for Kamala Harris did so in spite of the fact that they probably understood, because they've lived it, that it was not what was good for the country, but out of their own selfish interests. That's why you see a lot of super wealthy billionaires, and you see a lot of people who, aren't necessarily involved in the economy with a voluntary trade of goods and services. So that's why I said this earlier today. You'll never hear me say, hey, what have they done for you? That's not the way you should vote, because that's a really easy sell next election cycle, right? But I think people lived this, and I think some people thought, you know what? It'll be better for me. I don't think anyone actually thought that Kamala Harris was good for the country. I don't believe that anyone actually believed that.
Well, a lot of people, I think, that would support somebody like Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or Gavin Newsom or any of these people, they don't look at the community as a byword. It's just it's a mantra. There's no community among these people. It is utter narcissism. They're basically TikTok performers, all of them. Their lives live as far as their number. Look, today I just happened to be on Twitter. I went, I got another 100,000 followers. And I don't like to call them followers. I like to call them friends. I know that sounds a little pompous, but I don't like to think of people following me. I'm following them. One of the things I'm most proud of when I'm on Twitter, people say, you interact with all your fans.
Yes, continue.
Well, I interact with all the followers I have on Twitter. People will ask me a question, I'll talk about it. Sometimes people will say rude things, I'll fire right back, I'll give a mom joke, I'll insta-block them, I do all that stuff. But I'm interacting with them because I do believe that there is a community.
Mm-hmm.
I think that what Donald Trump did was, and will do again, God willing, if they don't cheat and snatch this to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory somehow with their lawfare and all the other insane stuff they do. Even, God forbid, I hate to say the word assassination, but God knows they're trying.
Of course.
If they don't do that, and we actually we're blessed enough to get another 4 years with this man, we'll sew up the border. We'll start to have American production at home. Look, our community, our American community, we want to create our own goods. We want to give people jobs. We want to give them proper education. And even the people who come here, I mean, they come across the border, it's too hard to do it legally. So they escape the hellhole that they're living in and try to get here because this dream is such a great dream at its best.
Right.
And what the narcissists want to do is just make it work for themselves. Give you a perfect example, a little math trick here. When Donald Trump was president of the United States, the first thing he said is, we've got to put a wall on our southern border.
Right.
It's going to cost $5 billion. We give, on the average, Ukraine $232 million a day.
Yes.
Every 5 days, it's $1 billion. In less than a month, the money that we give to Ukraine, which comes back in paper bags to the Biden family and all the rest of these leakers and so on, could have been used to build that wall.
Yep. And
Okay?
let me give you another
And that
number. You
wall
know what
would have
else? You know what else? I know this because when we did the Change My Mind, Build the Wall, Change My Mind in front of the White House, back then it was $116 billion. Now the Congressional Budget Office, I believe, is where we get the numbers. Illegal immigrants cost the American taxpayer a minimum of $150 billion a year. You couldn't get that kind of ROI anywhere else in government.
That's right. But here's the thing. A lot of those people who come across, I just renovated a home for my wife and myself. It's a beautiful little home. And people say, you're talking about the people who work for you are from Mexico and Guatemala. Okay. Our landscape designer, wonderful woman, did the best job I've ever had. I've done the 18th house I've done because I used to flip houses and so on. She's a master at what she did. We had so many people, all of the woodworking in the house is the finest finished carpentry I've ever seen in my life. Done by a fellow who's Mexican-American.
Oh, I thought he was Finnish. I thought you said Finnish carpentry.
No, finished
okay.
carpet, really top carpet. These people had so much to contribute at the highest level.
Right.
Okay. And I had a fellow who was literally the manager of a house I was doing. He was in charge of the whole thing. And he told me that he shared with me, wonderful man. Hey, my daughter just graduated from medical school. I'm so proud of her and so on. I said, great, Sergio, where are you from? So I'm from Mexico. And I said, when did you come? He said, I'm here illegally. I said, you've been here for years. He said, I've been here for 32 years. I said, so why can't you get somebody to sponsor you? I'll sponsor you. He said, I said, well, how do you handle things? He said, I paid my taxes every single year. While all these rich Democrats, all these billionaire Democrats are finding every tax dodge they possibly can, this guy's here paying his taxes, even though he's not a citizen.
Right.
He wants to be, but it was too impossible to do.
Right.
So one of the things that we've got to do, now that all these coalitions are shifting, we have to find a way to have the Republicans. I hope Donald Trump does this. And if I get a chance to talk to him, which is highly likely, I'm going to say, let's find a way to embrace the people who've come here, want to be part of this dream, and give them a path to do it. Okay? The ones who are here to cause trouble and commit crimes and do all the rest of it, shove their asses out, scrape them off our shoe, build that wall, and that's that. But don't judge people by the fact that they may have gotten here in a certain way. You're going to be surprised to hear me say this. You thought I was going to come on to be some right-wing nutcase. Let's find a way to build this country better based on values. And that's what the Democrats don't do. They don't have values. They want to castrate children. They want to have the border wide open. They want to have, all our jobs go overseas with all this globalism and so on. And, they want to have a digital currency so they can track every dollar.
Yep. No, I think I think there's a way to do it. I'm very reticent to look at path to citizenship, but maybe if there's, for example, here's the thing. We can all agree on this. Every single illegal alien who is populating our prison systems, gone right away. And if we look and we see any of them, we talk with them and go, oh, wait, you haven't paid taxes? gone, unless they hit the back pay. If they've paid taxes, they've been here for that long, then I think we can look at that. But the problem is we know that once we get there, the left is going to fight every step of the way. This is not an argument over anchor babies. This is not an argument over dreamers. We have people who have come here illegally who make up over 20% of our federal prisons. When people say find common ground, can we not find common ground on deporting every single person here illegally who we are supporting in prison? The left doesn't want that. They wanted to buy votes. That's the issue.
Okay, Stephen, but this might have been a little trick of mine because if you look at the statistics tonight, the Latino vote, okay, was over 40%. So now that they're on our side, welcome to America.
Well, again, if you have that, but again, I bet you if you you know what, James? I bet you if you go, hey,
but they got to deport that. They got to deport that fucking William Rodriguez. Okay,
okay, William, for crying out loud. Well, I don't know. He's the reason for the Prev pill. But I will say this. Hey, you know what? I bet you if you narrow it down to people who've paid taxes, that'll be a whole lot higher than 40%. That's the thing that's really hard too.
Here's what I think. Anybody who's willing to like do the job, make things better. Anybody who look, I recently, being blacklisted in this business because I voted for Donald Trump and said it out loud, and literally that's why I was blacklisted. After a pretty illustrious career, I said, well, I've got to do something better, and I've famously, of course, put together the deal for Oppenheimer because my friend and I, David Wargo, were in control of the book that it was based on and so on, and went to my good friend Chuck Rovin. I'm glad won the Oscar along with Chris and with Emma. It was great.
You're getting
experience.
buried in the names you're dropping, James.
Yeah, no, but these are good names to drop. These are good names to drop. But then what I did, I made a little album with my friend Shooter Jennings, who did the music. I wrote all the lyrics. And one of the lyrics was in a song that was originally called Flyover Country, because the people in our business sneeringly refer to all the people who make it possible for them to fly in those private jets. That they go to the movies and pay for the tickets that make it possible for them to do that. And there was a wonderful, I think, one of my favorite lyrics I've ever written. It was about America. And the lyric went like this. This is the heartland. Truth is her blood. Devotion to others. Strengthen the flood. Mothers birth children. They come home under a flag. Fathers lean into the harness. Their faith never sags. This is America, in whose sweet embrace the fallen now slumber, blessed by her grace.
Well, I tell you what.
This is America.
That is poetry. It's no John Lennon's Why Don't We Do It in the Road, but it's close. But you know what?
But the whole idea is that when you look at
hold on, James, can I get you to hold that thought? Can I get you to hold that thought? Because we have some breaking news right now that you could actually witness for the first time. I don't know if you know, we were the first place to call Georgia, but we also, even though it may not be enough from the left, there still have been some shenanigans tonight. And right now we are getting this. Hopefully Toolman has the video from Philly. Again, we're getting this update. We'll be able to send you.
Here we go.
Yeah. So what happened is
seceded.
There was a poll counter who was leaving. Our journalist spoke with them. And after this.
No. Oh, so people are still counting. Your shift is over now, then? Yes. Okay. Do you know how much longer you think they might be? You know how much ballots?
They're going to put another shift in coming in for the overnight.
For overnight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
And here come.
You got to be kidding.
Yep.
Here come the ballots.
You got to be shitting me.
Yep.
Yeah, before they had him in the trunk of a car, but now he's winning by so much. They had to bring him in a Bentley truck.
That's exactly right. Like, Chrysler 500 won't be enough.
Bring in the C-130. Let's go.
So this is going on right now. 11311 Roosevelt Boulevard, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Ballots, trucks of ballots coming in. Where, from what we are hearing, allegedly poll watchers leaving. So I don't know if this is between shifts.
Well, that's the poll workers are coming in the trucks.
Yeah, I was going to say.
The poll workers.
What are they, illegal poll watchers?
This was to say, are they using?
Wow.
What are they using? Stone tablet ballots?
Yeah, I don't know.
What are the mathematical odds they can slide in there right at the shift change?
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So this is going on right now, and I believe
there's a lot. There's
a lot. Oh my word.
That's a shitload of ballots right there, boys.
That's like a Russian nesting doll of votes.
Is that a police escort? The police escort?
Yeah.
Wow.
Welcome to the facility.
And this is why we've been very hesitant to call Pennsylvania. We called Georgia early on. We've called North Carolina. It does seem that there mathematically would be insurmountable for Kamala Harris in Pennsylvania. But as we all know, we saw in the last election, mathematical impossibilities are not insurmountable in the wee hours of the morning. But I still
for Democrats in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Just make sure you get the
or in Michigan and Detroit, places like that.
Yeah. Any blue wall state.
Yeah, exactly.
Notorious Philly.
So we're going to need to wait and see what happens there. But barring anything there being illegitimate, it very much does seem like Pennsylvania is out of reach for Harris. But these are the kinds of tricks that you see taking place. And you know what? Here's the thing. Maybe Donald Trump still wins Pennsylvania, right? But I was asked this on a show where they said, if Donald Trump wins, will you question the election? I said, yes, absolutely. I said, the answer doesn't change. This desk is what? It's wood. If someone doesn't believe that it's wood, it's still wood. Someone can win in spite. I've talked about this, Phelps, the greatest swimmer of all time. He was eating McDonald's every day, right? You had people who would go out. I remember we would have it in jiu-jitsu practice. They'd go, well, Phelps eats McDonald's. I'm like, well, he has the wingspan of an albatross and he has the gift of gut, but he's winning in spite of eating crap. And he got better when he stopped eating crap. The win can happen in spite of all of the attempts at undermining it that we have seen all night.
And, Stephen, one of the things that you really got to question is, here was a person who couldn't get a single vote during the primary in her own state.
Yeah.
She was the most unlikable candidate. I mean, she made Hillary Clinton look like Mother Teresa. I mean, the nasal and the cackling and oh my God, she's just impossible. She's an impossible person to like.
Yeah.
And every policy she believes in is odorous and unacceptable. She is a terrible candidate. And we're still here praying that we've won. How is that possible?
Well,
how
we know
is
the
it
answer.
possible that such a horrible candidate is still able to put us to the test at midnight?
Well, I think we see this, right? You just answered your own question. The person is interchangeable. Anyone think Joe Biden was pulling the strings? Of course not. The guy was barely able to the guy didn't know where he was. Kamala Harris didn't need to receive a single vote. They're interchangeable as long as their system is in play. And I think what we are seeing tonight is just like Americans have lost faith in their institutions, the system from the left may be broken, which again, you have to be on guard because you know what? They're going to try and come up with a new system. And as we know, sometimes the devil, I mean, let's still get rid of the devil, but the devil, is better than the one you don't. But I do know that that James is getting. Oh, what's this?
Well, no, my wife just came out. My wife was from Erie, Pennsylvania, and Erie always, goes Democrat. Trump just flipped Erie County.
Yep, we've been following those numbers. As a matter of fact, Mr. Woods just.
By the way, but let me interrupt. You mentioned Scott Pressler. It's worth restating what an incredible that's a ground force right there, man. You get on the ground and you storm the beach. That's Normandy right there, baby.
Yep.
That guy went out there and just made this possible.
Right. And something else, I also want to give you an update here right now. When you're talking about Erie, we're going to have Lane the Brain come in Texas with 88% reporting in Starr County, Texas. Trump is up by 16%. The reason that matters, it's a county that Biden won by 5, and it's 97% Latino.
The next line. Read the next
Starr
line.
hasn't voted Republican since 1892.
There you go.
Yes. No. Hey, you know what? I understand. And you know what? This is one of those things where people were wondering, hey, how much of that is going to flip? I heard that arrogant guy. What's the name of the guy who the Palestinian supporter who the other guy said, I hope your pager doesn't go off?
Yeah, it was hilarious.
I heard him on Piers Morgan saying, you're going to see Kamala win the Latino vote. You're going to see those numbers restabilize. You're going to see her win the black vote. You're not going to see the shifts that you guys are expecting. And he told Piers Morgan, he said, I will eat halal prepared crow. He said, if Tuesday night Kamala Harris doesn't win.
Done.
So hopefully someone will hold him to that because he specifically said you're not going to see the shift in Hispanic voters. And by the way, I sincerely hope he does not have a pager because no one has pagers in 2024 unless it's a bomb.
That's fair.
And I don't want him.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you've ever had.
By the way, you brought up an interesting thing here. What's his name? He was just on. What was it? Kevin O'Leary, is that his name?
Yeah, Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Shark
Yeah,
Tank?
and he was talking about the fact that the Democrats will just basically it's like virtue signaling. You know, we're for all the Latinos and all the blacks, and it's like the classic Biden line: if you vote for Trump, you ain't black. It's like, are you insane? Are you smoking crack?
Well, yes,
you know, yes. I mean, look. There's one thing I know about every black friend that I have. This is a proud group of people.
Yes,
because they have had to struggle. Well, you know, the whole history from slavery on through, and worse than even slavery in many ways, was the Jim Crow periods. I mean, you had to step off a sidewalk because somebody else of a different color was walking by. It's heinous.
But now we've gone so far the other way.
Wait.
Okay, go.
But I just want to say,
yes.
So there's a proud tradition in that culture.
Yes.
And the last thing a black man wants to be told by Kamala Harris is how he has to vote, and you know what, because she's a woman of color. First of all, bitch, you ain't black. So what do you say this to me for? Secondly, why are you telling me how to think?
Yes. No,
I mean, you know, the whole idea that, the Democrats have pushed, it'll disenfranchise black voters if you require voter ID. I mean, how insulting can you be to a group of people to say you're not capable of getting a voter ID?
Oh, hold on a second.
It's appalling.
James, did you see CNN
Finally
just called Georgia for Donald Trump only, an hour and 20 minutes after we did? So you're watching history tonight, James.
They wanted to be sure. They wanted to be sure.
But you know what? I hope people remember this night. We wanted to be ahead of the curve. We've been right on every single call that we've made that's been uniquely ours here tonight. We've been wrong about none of it because you know what? It's the opposite. Nothing up our sleeves. We're going, hey, this is exactly up our sleeves. This is what they have. These are the data they have. These are the tools that they have.
Save it's a little impossible to see your sleeves because you know, like when you used to wear blue in front of a blue screen.
Yeah.
You know, wearing like red plaid in front of stacked brick. Okay.
Yeah. You seem a little, for someone who's making fun of me for the Ellen DeGeneres, you seem a little obsessed with my wardrobe.
That's true.
I get it. We can't all be Steve Jobs and only wear black, so we don't have to make another decision. It works for you. I look a little washed out.
I don't even consider that a wardrobe. More
go fuck yourself.
More like a couch grow.
You know what? The thing is, I meet all these people I grew up admiring. I meet all these people who I grew up admiring, and he has a mug. And then I meet my idol, and I don't mean in a spiritual sense. I meet my idols, and they insult me. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. It's perfect.
You know, here's just a sort of. Here's a basic tip in life. If you're going to meet your idol, don't wear, a bath mat, when you're doing it.
Come on. That's a good proudershop.com to get
that's
some more stuff.
That's a good plug for proudershop.com.
Yeah, but
maybe if we're lucky, we can put his glasses on there next to the secretary for Monsters,
we had
Inc.
a question that would make sense. So,
I will definitely,
So, Mr. Woods, the question that we got was, what was it like working with Shooter Jennings? And do you guys have an album?
We do have an album. Thank you for letting me. This nice segue.
By all
means.
We
have a beautiful album.
By the way, I'll open the floor with my lesbian sleeves.
with your lesbian shirt pedal pushers, they have the half sleeves. We have an album which is arriving as I speak. I think one's coming. I can feel it coming. My beautiful wife.
You're slightly more sober companion.
You're a fan of the show here.
Yes.
Oh wow, vinyl!
Hey, look at that.
Oh,
you're the Thundercrack.
The only thing more hipster than your glasses.
With our beautiful little troll page.
I'm surprised he didn't bring it to you on a fixed gear bicycle.
You're just still seething, aren't you, over there?
No, I love it. When you get roasted by James Woods, that's a good day.
It's a
good day.
I have to say, Shooter Jennings is, of course, a 3-time Grammy-winning producer. He brought back Tanya Tucker. He got 2 Grammys producing Brandi Carlile, and of course is the son of the great Waylon Jennings and Jesse Coulter. And we ended up becoming friends over kind of not politics, but just culture and a lot of the things. He and I shared a love of things about old California. Charles Bukowski's writing and all this stuff.
White people.
And one time we just happened to mention. I said, I snagged my sweater. And he said, how'd you snag your sweater? I said, the guitar, I got calluses. He goes, oh, you play the guitar? I said, no, I do not play the guitar. Never say that you play an instrument
Right.
in front of a professional musician. Big mistake.
Right.
He said, "Oh well, you're kind of a funny guy," which isn't true, as we can see now from this visit.
No, I think you're very funny. It's stunning.
I'm doing okay. When I'm going to shirt stuff, it's kind of second
It's a
level, but
genre.
okay.
It's a
That was
genre.
my
But he
fault.
said, maybe you should write some lyrics, and I ended up writing 35 songs in 3 weeks, and I sent one to him that night. I wrote a song called Misty Morning, sent it to him, and of course, never heard a word and was utterly embarrassed. And then a month later, I got this MP3 file, and it was absolutely breathtaking. It's exquisite
Well, look-
music, and we put it together, and it's been a great experience. And it's doing. We opened to number 7 on the country chart. So,
And what's the name of the album? Because I know we do have to go, James,
It's
but I would
called
like to have you in the studio and do an Ash Wednesday where we can feature your album and talk about that more, where it's long form
Great.
and we're not under a time crunch. But what's the name of the album for people who want to go buy
it's
it?
called Hear the Thunder Crack. It's on Apple Music, Spotify, you name it, all the streaming services, or you can buy it on my website, jameswoods.com.
It is
baby.
Hear the Thunder Crack, which is, I didn't realize it was a concept album about Hunter Biden. James Woods, we very much appreciate you. And tell your missus, too, that I want to meet her because I've heard the stories about her and Gay William. And
No, but she is like, what do you want? I'm watching Crowder. It's like, Jesus Christ. I mean, I was close to saying, look, but I'm going to take you out in the alley. We're going to have this out.
Yeah.
You have to tie one hand behind your bath mat, and then we will go.
Well, James,
your bathrobe.
Seriously,
Hey,
though.
listen, thank you for having me on, and thank you for plugging the album.
Absolutely. And we'll do an
God
Ash
willing,
Wednesday and sit you down and
let's just
sit down where we can just sit down for an hour or two and talk about this, because you know what? I know that you don't often get to talk as an actor, right? You're often promoting a vehicle. You don't get to talk about your passions. I get the same thing when I'm doing this, and I would love to sit down and just talk with you about what it is that inspires you, because that's also what makes you who you are. But tonight, we do have to go. We have some states to call, and tell your wife thank you. I really appreciate you making the time, brother.
And I love being on the show. I love watching the show. I think alternative media has saved us. But you and Elon Musk and all the people who are making it possible for us to actually get news that isn't tainted corporate legacy media fluffer propaganda for the DNC. Thank God that we have you.
Oh.
You offer a great service to us and to this country. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I'll talk with you soon. James Woods, everybody.
Love
right. And sorry, Half Asian Bill, I forgot that you were here because I know we have so many. Is there? I don't know if we have any updates that we need to hit as far as
a couple of things here, and this is.
I think we're getting pretty damn
this is big.
close.
This is very, very.
Is it a
big.
state call?
Is it
Not
a truck?
state call.
Another truck?
This is not a state call. Hold on.
Hold on a second. One second. Can I just tell people? Hey, look, I know tonight, if you're watching again, we mentioned Rumble Premium.
Yeah, let's make sure.
This can happen tonight, what you are watching tonight, and we're going to be here and still have a victory party with you and other guests. It's happened in spite of every attempt from the left, right? It's happened in spite of that. So you want us to be here for many elections to come. Join Rumble Premium. Right now, you still get the same price as Mug Club. It's the last night. If you want to get this mug, if you want to join James Woods, you click that button right there. You get ad-free on Rumble. You get all of the Mug Club network and everyone else who's going to be under the Rumble Premium umbrella. We could not have done this without you. And I'm not going to lie, we were under the gun. This was millions of dollars to make this happen tonight. And we don't need to prove ourselves to Rumble because we already did before tonight. And they decided, hey, you know what? We want to expand this. We really are ready to pull the trigger on Rumble Premium. But show them that they bet right in betting on you. They bet on you, the Mug Club viewer. Yes.
Let's go to that really quick. Bring up CNN.
Let's bring up CNN.
I want to see if he's saying what I think he's saying.
Who is this?
Good evening to all of the Harris campaign, the campaign.
Hold on. He's going to take a
family.
minute. Let me just say what I'm going to say first. Per CBS, Kamala Harris is not going to speak at her watch party tonight.
Oh, nothing like perpetuating the original negative stereotype.
You know what? I imagined he was coming out to announce something like that to the crowd, but they've already
That
got
she's conceding?
a lot of not conceding.
No,
necessarily,
no.
but not speaking.
All right, let's see what he has to say. She's a proud half-black woman who doesn't need to talk. She talks with the actions of not being here.
It's her way of saying I'm not giving up.
Counted, that every voice has spoken.
He already has. Shut up.
So you won't hear from the vice president tonight,
She is on the rags.
but you will hear from her tomorrow. She will be back here
rags,
tomorrow
plural.
to address
Asian
not
Bill will
only
have you
the
back.
HU family, not only to address her supporters, but to address the nation. So thank you. We believe
Look,
in you.
let me just tell you something real
May
straight.
God bless you. May God
Bitch don't like losing.
We got an ass kicked tonight.
Bitch do not like losing.
Pardon my language.
Nobody likes losing, but a bitch, they hate losing.
Cedric Richmond, top advisor.
That doesn't mean she's conceding.
No, it doesn't, but it means that she's.
How much did they pay to
Hold
get
on a
there?
second, guys. Hold on. What?
I'm saying seriously, that doesn't mean that. Come on. Pennsylvania is 90% reporting, and Donald Trump is what, up by 160 to 200,000 votes?
Yeah, but
she's leaving. Hold on, Wisconsin up by a couple 100,000 votes, or 150. I'm sorry, 100,000 votes. I think in Michigan up by almost 200,000 votes. Guys, fact check me on that. I'm kind of going off what I've seen.
Well,
lately.
let's really once we're done with this, let's go to people
She's
at
gotta
work
stay there.
and get an update
Yes.
from them. Let me know when they're in that chair, because I know we're getting pretty close to calling Pennsylvania, very likely, just like we did with Georgia earlier tonight.
Wisconsin's 100,000 votes.
But
right
I'm
now,
hearing that Wisconsin is
84%.
only
come on,
looking to get redder.
Shenanigans starts
So-
at 2 a.m. Eastern.
You can't, so here's Nick. I think you're right, but the problem is you can't do it without a massive number of mail-in
you're right.
ballots, and they don't have that this time around.
What says
There's a lot of
No,
those
I'm
trucks.
saying no. Listen, I don't even care. Listen to what I'm saying.
All right.
If there are 800,000 fewer people in Pennsylvania or so that didn't request a mail-in ballot, you can't fake that mail-in ballot.
I understand
It
that.
makes it so much harder to cheat.
I understand, Nick, but let's also make sure that let's look at the people who have access
They
to data,
tried to
and let's
kill
not
him.
shit on it. I know,
They-
but let's not shit on the
I'll try
people
that
here
again.
who, if they bring us some
I'm
data,
not.
it's very.
Is that why you're getting upset?
No,
You
I'm just
think
saying. But I'm saying is they're going to give us some numbers and some insight into it, and I appreciate it. We want to have the voice of someone who's a skeptic, but I also want to hear from the people who are pouring through the
so
data
they'll-
right now.
They'll do that too. And by the way, just in honor of an hour and 15 minutes after we called Georgia, we're going to go ahead and do merch promo number 4. Tim the Toolman. I know you're doing 74 things at once.
Jeez.
If it pleases the court,
Number 4.
We're
Number
doing
4.
You're a man.
So Swing State Win, that's the promo code. Go to crowdershop.com right now for 25% off the entire store for 1 hour or until the next Swing State is called. What are you betting? They're like, please, God, we don't want to call Pennsylvania.
Well, before we go to people out there, and by the way, again, right now you can share because this is where it's going to get. I know a lot of people just say, okay, it's done at this point. Nope, there's still a lot of info to pour through. But to discuss this and more, we actually we do have our we have our Polymarket correspondent, really our bookie correspondent right now. Let's do another Polymarket check-in with our Lose the House Larry. Lose the House Larry can. Lose the House Larry. Can
You're
you?
right, Steven. I was getting bad tips. We're gonna get you guys contact.
What happened to your guy, Larry?
Forget it, man. Forget it.
Well, what was his name?
Well, I can give him your number, but
No.
his name's Paul.
Okay.
We go by first name basis, me and him. But when he calls, you should probably call him Mr. Market.
Wait, is his name Paul Market? His middle name is E? Like
Yeah, I don't know. Just E. Paul E. Market. I don't know.
so your guy is Paul E. Market?
I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna call you.
No, I don't think that we need to have him
Yeah,
call.
I'll call you.
No, I don't think so, Toolman. All right.
I see what they,
Do we have an update with our people there, people at work? Because I know they were giving me some interesting data. Let's right now.
Nobody is there yet.
Nobody is there yet.
One more minute. They're grabbing
Lane
a
needs
couple
a
of
minute.
things.
Okay, they're grabbing a couple of things because we are getting some interesting numbers from, and maybe while they're there, one of you there from Mission Control can pop in my map here, some of the numbers that you guys were referring to in Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Yes,
The
I'm saying it
numbers
right.
that I said, yeah.
Wisconsin
So
and
he's at
Pennsylvania.
3.5% right now, according to some of the numbers that are currently out there. Again, there's still some reporting left, but not
Well,
that
with Wisconsin, from what I understand, it's only getting redder.
Yeah, that's.
And are we still DDoS with the election integrity map, or is that up for people to use?
Yeah, we'll check it.
Okay.
We do have a. They
we
did
do have
send
a
us a meltdown montage.
Oh, we do have a meltdown.
Some
montage.
people are starting
Release
to
negative
crack.
reaction.
So
Okay.
yeah, I think we want to see that.
Okay, so before we go to our update here with our analysts and our experts, we told you that this would be brought to you tonight, and we're glad to bring it at. Screw that microwave. It's 11:49 Central. I swear to you, I was like, because I do have a fever. I walked by, I was like, how have we been doing it this long? And I was like, I don't know what's happening. I got to eat something. My blood sugar. So no, it's 11:49. We haven't hit.
Gotta eat.
I gotta eat. Look,
what are you doing, Mike?
Saltine crackers does not a man make. Okay. So right now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Welcome to the leftist meltdown.
voting for this apple. It's a pure Project 2025 in miniature in Florida. And that kind of extreme, sort of extremist, right-wing, fascist type government in Florida.
That is a tried and true playbook that we have seen time and time before that has resulted in really disastrous things for society. And that is what's working. And so it's actually quite simple. When you tell a big enough lie over and over and over, people are going to believe it. And the whole goal was to erode trust in our public institutions, and it's working. If anything, that's what fake news. I mean, Donald Trump has done that really well. Can't argue with that.
But in the end, you know, if they didn't make their numbers and essentially exceed the numbers that Joe Biden had in the suburbs, and I think we have to be blunt about why. Black voters came through for Kamala Harris. White women voters did not. That is what it appears happened in that state, is that if you can't flip enough white women, and we've talked about this on this set numerous times, is that you have a state where you've got a 6-week abortion or a 12-week abortion. I think theirs might be 12 weeks.
Yep.
But it's a state where women lost their reproductive rights, where there was a very heavy push to get women to focus on not putting in place, re-electing, putting back into the White House the person who was responsible for taking those rights away and restoring them. But that message obviously was not enough to get enough white women to vote for Vice President Harris. You are voting for this apple.
All right. It's good fun.
Is William here?
It's good fun. He's over there in the green room waiting. Gabe
He's
William.
still out there?
Yeah, there's a lot of people still out there. All right. So if is laying the brain in the chair there?
He just got up and left.
He just got up and left.
Yes.
Oh,
he
my
was there
word.
and now he's not.
We're
so.
getting some updates here. Yeah, you know what to do
He's
there.
sitting down
CEO.
now. He's sitting down.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what to do, CEO there. We appreciate. By the way, I very much appreciate that they're trying to be as conservative as humanly possible. We have a fleet of lawyers tonight here. So when we make a call and we're stepping out on a limb, just know we're not doing it imprudently to just get clicks. We're doing it because we believe it, just like we did with Georgia, just like we did with North Carolina. And we were, by the way, Virginia has been called, but I do want to also get some numbers on Virginia so we can look at that because I'd like to dive into that a little bit.
Wait, Virginia was called?
Virginia
for Harris.
That's right. Virginia was called for Harris. So, yeah. Well,
wait a minute.
Right? For Harris. What? It was. Oh, I missed it.
Having a good time, having a good time. Virginia f***ed up really big tonight. She'll regret it. From Williamsburg to Chesapeake. Sorry, Charlottesville, good people on both sides, except for the Nazis. I'm gonna go. There's no stopping me.
What? That one seems like he was covering his ass. A little bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
That doesn't seem.
It's almost like he expected that one. Yeah.
So it's looking like Virginia was Harris by 4.8, which again is within that margin. Like we said, was
it's
under
closer to
5.
5 than I wanted it to be, though.
It's
To be
closer to
honest.
5 doesn't matter. We said if it's under 5, that's
I
a really,
know.
really bad sign for Harris.
They have to change them.
In other words, this is the problem with the lie, guys. I've told you about this before. And I'm not talking about the big lie when people talk about election, because we all know that's true. We saw it tonight. What I'm talking about is the lie when people go, Donald Trump will win Virginia. Because the truth is, Donald Trump will get Virginia far closer than anyone has in recent memory. And you know what? If you say, hey, if it's under 5, and maybe we can have them pull it from the front of the show, maybe they can have them pull it from one of the previous shows that we had in the last 3 weeks. We said, if it's under 5, if it's within this margin, that is effectively, it acts as a bellwether for the likelihood of the rest of the country. But that's not as sexy as every state's a swing state. Donald Trump will win Virginia. Donald Trump will win New York. No. Hey, the truth is, if it's under 5, that's a huge win. And that's what we're seeing. The truth sometimes is not sexier than the lie. And we will shoot you straight, give you our opinion. We're not going to lie to you. And I'm telling you right now, like we said earlier, just like you said, you'd like it to be further away from 5 than it is.
Yeah.
The fact that it's under 5 at all.
No, you're right. You're right.
Huge.
I think there's two parts to my thought there. One is that I want it to be further apart because of the candidates that we're choosing between, right? And two, I want it to be further apart because I want to feel more comfortable about what I think is coming in Wisconsin and Michigan and Pennsylvania. Like, remember when we said that? It's possible he wins all 3. Most likely is Pennsylvania, then Wisconsin, then Michigan.
Yeah.
As far as in order, if you're going to rank which ones he's going to win first and the likelihood. There's a lot still to happen, but
yes, there is.
He's winning by a minimum of 3.3 points right now.
Pause
That's in
1 second.
Pennsylvania.
Hey guys, I do need a refund. Actually, on both of these, I've been drinking my fluids. I've had only water and
Good
tea
job.
tonight. These are both empty, but you know what? Give me a water if you can. And I
And?
think it's at that. And give me the
Urban.
Give me the one beer that does have some caffeine in it
There
as
you
well
go.
because it's brewed with coffee beans. I'll have one of each.
Oh, you got the original Four Locos here?
No, I don't have the original Four Loko.
Cuatro Locos.
I don't want to say which beer it is because it comes from I'm sure it comes from a brewery that hates everything we stand for. But
Oh, that's true.
it's
Yeah,
brewed
you're
with
right.
coffee beans, so
They're
I'm sure.
hipsters. So.
And it's also 4%, so it's basically water.
Dude, PA has 92% in. Are you kidding?
92% of the vote is in. Do we have?
They're updating it right now, but I mean, I'm looking at numbers that I'm like,
well, can you
PA's the
tell me the
closest
numbers?
right
Share and share alike because I can't see
No,
the
no,
numbers.
I
right now.
was saying the numbers 3.37% right now is the closest in those swing states that Trump is ahead, and that's Pennsylvania. He's up more in Michigan, more in Wisconsin. Now there's
He's up more in
reporting.
Michigan?
There's more reporting to be done.
Michigan is.
But I think we're in the so Pennsylvania right now, like you said, 92%. Trump is up 218,000 votes with 92% in. And in Michigan right now, up 203,000 votes with 61% in. So there's quite a bit to go there.
Yeah,
but he's doing pretty well, right? That can change because
they still got to bring in that Toyota Prius full of ballots. But
Same amount he was up in 2020.
Yeah, but Wisconsin is 86% of the vote in, up 110,000 votes.
Well, that's 2 trucks.
Like that's pretty insane. At that point, you're kind of getting to like, can we make this happen?
In other news, Nick DiPaolo not moving with us to Rumble Premium.
Whatever.
I'm kidding.
Whatever.
I'm kidding.
Whatever.
No, but I did want, you know why? Because you're perfect for him
I
to
gotta
come in.
pee.
And yeah, we.
Lane has a better
Just say, I'll believe whatever you're going to say. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
No, Nick is a perfect person to act as volunteers tribute for every skeptic out there. And by the way, there is no more. Look, we were there in 2020, and we were removed by 2022 for the midterms. And every single day for the following weeks, we questioned those election results, and we brought you evidence. So trust me when I say, and I've told you, even if Donald Trump wins tonight, it's in spite of this. If Kamala Harris wins, I question it. If Donald Trump wins, I question it. Yeah. But I don't question in which direction the voter fraud is going, in which direction the election interference is going. The left did it in 2016 and said it was all Russia, 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 even though we saw all kinds of unmarked ballots and that same type of behavior in 2016. They just didn't anticipate it. I will question it no matter what. Are you guys in that same boat? You guys can comment below. And I think also, by the way, at some point, we're going to need to start taking some chats here just from people in the audience to see what
We've got Lane, though, in the chair.
All right.
Right?
We've got Lane, the brain. It's time to check in with people at work. All right, Lane, get that microphone right near your kisser. What updates do you have for us? I know that we have, I know the 92% of the vote in Pennsylvania, but I know you have some other interesting numbers here.
Yeah, I had a lot of interesting points, and then Gerald stepped on about half of them. But I'll see if I
sorry,
can,
buddy.
I'll see if I can find something interesting.
I love you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, but to his point, he is performing super well in all of the upper Midwestern states, the Rust Belt states. And I actually have some raw numbers that he's up right now to add on to the percentages. In PA, he's up by 160,000, Michigan 200,000, and Wisconsin up by about 100,000. Wow. So those are pretty big raw numbers. But the one I would caution us on is Michigan, because Wayne County is only at 24% reporting,
right.
and we know a lot can happen in Wayne County.
Yes.
But an interesting thing that not a lot of people are talking about, everyone's kind of waiting to see what happens in Arizona as well. And I believe that all of the outlets have it leaning towards him right now. So the chances are that he does take it. But even if he happens to lose Arizona but wins Pennsylvania, he would still win the election because of Maine's 2nd district. Remember, Maine splits their electoral votes just like Nebraska.
Yeah.
And all Trump has to do is pick up that one electoral vote in Maine. And if he gets Pennsylvania on top of that, it would put him at 270.
Right.
So we might have a result to this election a lot sooner than we anticipated. I'm not saying we will, but it might not be the 48-hour marathon, 2-week marathon that we anticipated.
I know, and I have a cot in my office.
God, it'd be so good.
So, yeah, we have 92% of the vote in Pennsylvania. I think you just said 160,000 votes. He's up. Can you tell us, for people, and again, we can bring this up here if we need to, the electoral or the election integrity map. I keep saying electoral because it's both, it's all the above. But Wisconsin, I know that the numbers aren't as high as far as a percentage of what are in Wisconsin, but you guys, when I came out and I was talking with you maybe about an hour earlier,
right?
You guys don't see it getting anything other than redder in Wisconsin.
No, it's been consistently getting redder. I think there's about 84% of the vote in, but according to these charts that you can, I don't know if you can see that, it's the one that our data analyst has made. In the last dump that came in, Trump got only about 51.2% of that dump, but that means of the outstanding vote remaining, he only needs to win 45%. So he's performing in all these dumps much better than he needs to. So
can we bring up
trending.
that graph, guys?
Yeah.
Hold on one second. I just want to ask them to bring up that graph. So as you're talking about it, again, so that people can understand these visual aids are typically pretty helpful to people.
He just threw it in there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
good. So we're going to bring it up right here because Elaine, I want you to touch on this a little bit.
Yes.
So like you said, okay. So the percentage right there, as far as, again, that first number that you see the red bar there, that's
Correct.
the percent of the dump that Donald Trump has gotten. And it was a little bit lower in the last one at 51.2%, but it still means that he only needs 45% of the remaining votes. And what you're saying, too, what we're looking at is that should be quite expected because of the votes that we have already had in Wisconsin versus the ones to count.
Correct. There's just not that many votes left on the table. So last time, even though he received a higher proportion of the dump than he did this time, with the votes remaining, there's just not that many. So he continues to have to win a lower percentage of those remaining votes that we've anticipated. So those, you can see the gray consistently moving downwards, which shows that with every dump, he's trending in the right direction towards a victory.
Yeah. So for people who are missing this, what you can see is even though he received 54% of the dump, he only needed 47% of the remaining votes. And even though he got a lower percentage, the next one, 51%, he still only needs 45%. So the overall percentage is still going low. Like I've always said, he doesn't need to necessarily win or improve as he did from the previous. He just needs to not lose. And that overall percentage is still getting lower and lower, which, by the way, is significantly lower than what we believe at this point is the threshold he'll hit to win.
Exactly. And what we believe is what the Harris campaign seems to believe, because we just got note from CBS. I don't know if you guys brought this up, that she's not going to be speaking.
Yeah.
So
what show are you watching? We just brought up the black guy saying it.
Well, no, Lane,
I've been up in the chair.
That's for me. That's a huge indicator, right? Especially with Pennsylvania as close as it is right now to being done counting, and Wisconsin the same thing. Like they're far ahead of Michigan. Like if I was the person running for office, I'm not leaving if I think I'm winning those.
Right. Exactly. And any of these indicators taken by themselves don't necessarily paint a picture, but when you start putting the pieces together, it continues to not look like it's trending in her direction.
Right. Yeah. So, and I know we're going to be waiting for a while, obviously, with Arizona, probably less long with Nevada. I don't know if we have updates there, but I know that they're closing a little bit. Is that a wow reaction or is that a burp, Gerald?
That was a wow.
What's the wow?
We'd have to go to a Polymarket update for that.
Okay, let's go to for what? For the state of
the election winner for the Electoral College.
Okay, so hold on, Lane the Brain, stay right there. Let's go to our Polymarket check-in for the Electoral College Polymarket. And we are checking it. And
99. No, that's not whatever.
That's the popular vote.
Not what I'm seeing.
Oh, no, that's the popular vote.
Electoral College is 99.
Yeah, hit the refresh there, Noodles.
99% to 1. Holy cow!
Wow, 90.
Maybe they're rounding up on mine.
Yeah,
so that's fine.
98.6.
Yeah,
to 1.4%.
She will not be speaking tonight or ever again.
No,
yes, thank you, Lord.
Probably not. Don't count your chickens.
I'm not
before they're geese.
The thing on high for the day I'll go outside and spit.
Don't jinx us. I swear, if we lose, it's because of your shenanigans. Hey, Lane the Brain, do you have a cold?
No, I'm just sitting right under the air conditioner, so I'm very, very chilly right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, plus you also don't have a lot of fat in your body. That's every excuse that American Idol auditioners have. They're like, I sat under the air conditioning. Hold on. I try to say goodbye, and I can't. I got to make the gray sound, but it's the air conditioning. And you're like, okay, you suck.
I love how your roast of him is that he's super fit.
No, it's not a roast. It's not a roast.
It's just the truth, Gerald.
It's just the truth, Gerald.
No, I know, but we should arm wrestle. I'd probably be.
For crying out loud, there are starving kids in Zambia with higher body fat than him.
There really are, yeah.
All right.
Vultures actually circle Lane as he goes for a jog. It's weird.
The last thing I do want to bring up to you is we got a new update I sent on Pennsylvania, and it is, it looks like he only needs 38% of the remaining vote to win. So basically, 1 out of every 3 votes goes to Donald Trump. He wins Pennsylvania.
Okay.
At what point do you have to go like?
Well, hold on one second, guys. Let's not ask at what point. So, Lane the Brain, can you do me a favor? Go back, pour over this Pennsylvania. I know we have the other numbers coming in, but pour over with our data analysts right there and our lawyers. And look at those numbers and the probability. If we feel confident, I would you know what? Because hey, if there's some stealing that takes place, I'd rather it take place after we look at the mathematical possibilities and call it if we're there. Can you talk with them and then just check in as soon as you can, or just let us know?
Yes, we will do our best to come up with a concrete answer on that.
Yeah, no, exactly. We don't want to call anything unless we believe it. And Wisconsin as well. I know we're getting closer. Michigan, we're a long ways off because, my God, Wayne County, one of the most corrupt counties in the country. But you guys have been doing stellar work tonight. We really appreciate it. And you know what? Hey, that graph wasn't as complicated as I thought when you explained it.
The more we get through the night, the easier it gets to comprehend.
Yeah, well, it was harder to comprehend because we were doing last election's vote dumps, and that made no sense. So, all right, Lane the Brain, we appreciate it. And, of course, everyone out there in Mission Control, everyone still stay sober. Don't go full James Woods. We'll check back in with them later. Oh, look at King's face. It's a frowning emoji.
He doesn't like it.
You see him? He's like, "Argh."
You know what he just showed?
I sniff farts.
So here's why. Here's what he just showed. I want to make sure I've got this right. Is it Philadelphia County? So in 2020, we had Biden at 603,000 in Philadelphia County, 132,000 for Donald Trump. Donald Trump in 2024, if we can pull that up, probably
over one more there, Noodles. Philadelphia County.
Philadelphia County, right there. What does that show? Pull that.
Kamala Harris says 400.
So that's right. I wanted to make sure I jotted this down right. So Donald Trump actually is performing about where he did, just a little bit under it, 128,000. Kamala Harris is performing, and it's not done yet. Not all the votes are in yet, but 484.
Right.
That's massive, man. Like, I don't know what, I mean, maybe that ends up being like 550 or something like that. We'll have to have the data analysts kind of go over it and see what they project it to be. But Donald Trump is on track to outperform what he did in 2020. And she is on track, as so many counties in Pennsylvania, to way under.
But here's the thing, though. That's where those trucks full of ballots could really come into play.
They can't, though. There's 100 million ballots.
No, listen.
Trucks,
you can't just. You can do a lot of things.
I think you're wrong on this one. They could do it. I don't think it's likely because here's why I don't think they will do it. I think Nick is right, and I think you're wrong. But I think you're both right in the sense that could they do it? Absolutely. We saw it. We saw it with over 100-something thousand votes in Wayne County. Here's the issue. Right now, they're abandoning ship because this is not their broad. So they don't want to do it.
I agree with the second point. I disagree with the first, and here's why. You don't have the requisite number of ballots outstanding with mail-in. You don't have that this time around. You can't go, hey, there's 600,000 outstanding, so we've got this giant pool of ballots that we can just say all went for Biden, which is what happened, right? You can't do that now because those things have come in, they've been counted or in the process.
Well, they've come in. They haven't been counted.
Limited.
They've come in. We don't know how many of them have been counted at this point. That's the issue. They can say, oh, no, wait. There were a bunch of, we count the, remember with Pennsylvania, we have to count the early votes later. So it's just like the Grinch.
Doing that anymore.
I was taking them from there and bring them back here.
Yes, I know.
I was taking them back to my workshop, my dear. And someone's like, but why are you stealing our election, Santa Claus? Why? That's so.
I love that voice.
It absolutely could.
Likely
that it's Philadelphia. The fact that it's Philadelphia and they would only need a couple 100,000 votes in Philadelphia, they have those votes in that truck if they wanted to.
You can't hide it this time. I'm just saying.
Let me explain.
For crying out loud, they hit the crack in the Liberty Bell for a century.
Let me explain my not negativity. I'm with you guys.
No, I think you both have valid points.
No, but here's I didn't clarify myself all night. Really, it's not about the truck full of ballots and all that crap. It's what I've been reading in the last few months about even if he wins fair and square, it's about the 1,000 lawyers they have with a plan to fuck up the electorate. All this stuff. Yeah. That's the stuff that. But what?
There's a but.
Okay.
If he wins the popular vote,
yes,
and the Electoral College, it all but ensures that those things would have to be widespread, massive cheating, that they have Donald Trump on tape, like throwing ballots into a ballot box or something like that. They're not going to have it.
Well, I think you two are arguing two different points. No. By the way, let's go to chat. I think you are arguing what is possible as far as the optics and what they're willing to do. I think that Nick is arguing, and he's right, what they logistically and technically could do, which we have seen is never beneath the Democrats.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think Nick is right, but I think you're right. I think for a different reason, you're right. The optics would be so bad because, and by the way, huge portion of that is you right now. Is the biggest stream on earth tonight. Eyes are on it. This is not when they want to do it. If it was 50,000 here, 20,000 there, maybe 10,000 in Arizona, they don't want to do it because too many of you are watching. Technically, logistically, could they do it? Of course. But you are a huge reason why they would be reticent.
You know what else was bad optics? Trying to kill him a couple times.
Yeah.
and that didn't slow him down.
No,
that's
Well,
what
the point, but that couldn't be that couldn't be traced, and this would be directly traced to them if they saw these giant vote swaps, right? Because they weren't accused.
all right.
That was pretty good. I'm sorry, Nick.
Yeah, you sure showed him with rolled up paper.
What did I walk into here tonight?
That was pretty good.
Well, what, did you hit me with something?
I think this is the greatest mix that's ever taken place in the history of election coverage. This is the biggest stream that's taken place. More people have tuned in here than any of these legacy media outlets.
Absolutely.
We've had
You guys should be applauded.
You've got
for
a
that.
curmudgeon like Nick, who, by the way, is the voice of reason, of
He is the
skepticism.
voice of reason.
You've got the ever so optimistic Gerald Morgan. Then you have a lawyer. You have Josh here. We haven't even brought in Pops Crowder. You've got the guy who's in a fever dream, like that Bram Stoker, that movie with Keanu Reeves, the shitty vampire one. Every time I watch it, I feel like I have a fever.
True.
But he's like, "You're that, no way." But every time I watch it, I feel sick.
I'd say you're more of a fever pitch dream, you know?
Yes, exactly.
Like I want to fall in love with you at a Red Sox game.
That's true. Yeah, like the Freddie Prinze. Was that Freddie Prinze Jr.?
No, that was Jimmy Fallon, the worst late night
Oh,
show
that's
of all
right.
time.
Come on.
You say that you didn't.
Josh, but I do hate myself.
Worst.
I do hate myself. No,
That guy sucks so much.
Oh, no.
Did you see my movie?
I do. Yeah.
Out of the three, though, I'll take him.
Hey, can we bring
Really? You take Jimmy Fallon?
Oh, but
No.
Kimmel and the other jerk off?
Okay,
Fuck it.
maybe
I've met them all.
That's true.
I've
Maybe
met
that's
them all. I've done their
That's
shows.
true.
Trust me.
No,
He's
you're
the
right.
fucking most normal one.
He definitely is the most normal
Well,
one of those.
Colbert,
three.
late night news.
couple of tweets that we have out there right now that we had issued a little bit earlier that I want to go back to. So
Yes.
Angry Staffer. Angry Staffer, looks like I overestimated the American people. This election isn't over, but this should have been the biggest electoral landslide in history. It's like
That's
people
true.
are actively voting for America to fail. Cope harder.
No, hold on a
What's
second.
that
Actually
person's
voting for America to fail. Hold on a second.
That's a meltdown.
Do you mean the America where for the first time we became a net energy exporter in our lifetime? Do you mean voting for America to fail where the average American household got a $4,400 salary increase in under 4 years? Do you mean the America to fail that, by the way, had the lowest black unemployment ever? Or do you mean the America to fail where we actually saw American manufacturing moving back? And by the way, the same predictions that you saw from all of these economists before with tariffs that, oh my God, our economy would crumble and tariffs would raise the prices on goods and services for everyday Americans, even though gas was lower and your dollar actually went further. You know it and I know it because you had a Thanksgiving feast for the first time in your adult life with an overabundance like we all experienced. Look, we all lived it. This is what's not working from the left. Yep. Can they technically steal shit? Absolutely. What's not working now is the rhetoric. Here's why. And I talked about this on Pierce Morgan before that Tim Miller Bulwark guy literally edited out. Did you see that? He edited out all of my answers and on his own channel. He was like, I absolutely smashed Steven Crowder. By the way, I've never done it. I've never uploaded something where I've edited out somebody's answers to try and make myself look better. These same people, it's not working because we've lived it. They said Donald Trump was Hitler. Hey, America, give yourselves a round of applause. You're the toughest people who've ever lived because you lived through 4 years of Hitler and not a single one of you was executed.
Right.
Wow.
You lived through 4 years of Stalin and not one of you died in the fields. You lived through 4 years of Mussolini, and I guess he was less consequential because he wasn't really that effective in his fascism. But you understand the point remains. You lived through 4 years of it, and what happened? Your wallet got fatter and the country became more secure. People don't believe the rhetoric of the left anymore because we've lived it. Even people who hate Donald Trump are going, all right, I don't like him, but you know what? I don't think he's going to gas any of us. You know what? Not only is he not going to gas us, I don't think he's going to try and remove Joe Rogan from Spotify like Biden did. It doesn't work.
4 years of Hitler, and then trains got worse after it.
Yes, exactly.
What?
Yes.
I thought trains are supposed to be scary when Hitler's in power. Now when Pete Buttigieg is in power.
Yeah. Look, the final solution, the trains must have many connections that are grossly inefficient.
It's always the trains. They ran on time with Mussolini. It's always the trains.
It's always the trains.
That's why I don't trust old men who play with their toy train sets. It's true.
Dude, I knew a guy like that.
You mean Neil Young?
Oh,
he bought. What do you mean? Oh, he bought Lionel. You guys didn't know that?
What's Lionel?
Hey, Mama.
Lionel's a fucking train.
The Jews
set.
in the caboose have got to die.
Whoa.
Wow.
Neil Young.
There's a new stereotype.
Oh,
Keep
you
on
look at
rocking
my
on the train tracks. What did you just say?
Yeah, thank you for. Yeah.
I don't know. I think we were both doing an anti-Semitic Neil Young impression at the same
No,
time.
I wasn't doing any Jew shit.
Oh, I
Oh,
was.
it wouldn't happen. Hey, all right. So really, let me.
I'm a lot like Julia.
I don't think so.
I just realized my
Okay.
iPad's not
Old
plugged
man,
in.
take a
Well, you
look
gotta
at my
plug it.
Jew.
Oh, it's in. It's not in.
No.
Oh, wow. Did you kick it out?
Outlet that doesn't work.
All right, so let me tell you this. Go ahead and bring this one up. So Harry Sisson, who's a flag without the L, it's really depressing to see how many people voted for the felon, rapist, fraudster who lies constantly. Many Americans failed their fellow
I can't hear it
Americans
anymore.
I'm
tonight.
not taking this peer pressure shit from elitist pigs.
I know.
No.
Who is that
Fuck
guy?
you, Harry
Who is
Sisson.
Hold on. This leads me to my final point on
Who is
this.
Harry?
Might as
He's
well
some
do it
little
now.
weird,
So
man.
CrowderShop.com, promo code CryLibs.
Yep.
Which number is that?
Entire Trump collection number 6. Sorry, we skipped over number 5 here. Number 6. Entire Trump collection 45% off for 1 hour or until the next major swing state, Pennsylvania. It's called for Donald Trump.
And by the way,
CrowderShop.com, CryLibs is your promo code.
Just a quick election update while we're talking about that. So our team right now, our model shows that. So right now, Donald Trump is ahead in Pennsylvania with 3.3%, 93% of the vote in. Our modeling that we're looking at shows that lead, don't panic, will likely narrow to around 2%, but he should win it. We're not making a call. We're just saying that the most likely outcome. So you've seen us make calls and then other networks make calls. You're going to see that 3.3 lead narrow to somewhere around 2%. So as we see that start to unfold, we'll let you know how comfortable we are making a call. But watch for that. Hold us to it.
Yeah.
I don't trust me. Trust the geniuses back there. They've been wrong about nothing all night thus far.
They've been pretty good. I mean, better than CNN by about an hour and 15 minutes. Great job, guys. By the way, there's a link in our description for the Crowder Shop promos. So make sure you guys go there.
Yep.
And also stay with us because when we get to declare what we think is going to be victory at the end of this, there's also a little special treat for everybody. So
yes, we do.
Oh,
if anyone has Harry Sisson's email address, I'd like to send him my friend. He's a recruiter. I'd like to send him his information.
Yeah. Join the
There you go,
military.
make a difference for America, you know?
What is, can you tell?
Careful, because you're opening the door. I was sure that Nick was going to say, I'd like to send him an envelope filled with white powder.
Sugar. I don't know.
He's the young, he's the new Greta Thunberg. He's the young metrosexual, gender ambiguous.
But he's not a musician or a celebrity.
No, he's
He's
an influencer who goes out there. By the way, he was on there with Piers Morgan. I remember this on Piers Morgan and said, Joe Biden is going to be the nominee and he is going to win the presidency. And even then Piers Morgan was like, but no one believes that at this point. Are you really saying that with a straight face? He's like, Pierce, he is going to be the nominee. Watch. You can come back. And he was like, well, would you be willing to place a wager on that? He's like, I don't bet. I'm not going to bet because I take American politics too seriously.
Oh, God.
I lost a bunch of money already, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I was up about an hour ago. I'm down.
Here's
dude.
the
I'm
good
down.
thing about the left. They won't, after they lose, they won't even look at why. They won't even analyze what can we do better and shit. They don't even do that.
Yeah.
They just think we're all fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And we'll lie harder next time. We'll cheat harder.
Yeah. I mean, I think, look.
She went to bed going, you guys figure it out. They said, they told her to go to bed. We'll figure it out for you.
Yeah. You know what I think it is, though, too? This is also really important, guys, is it's no small thing when we say that, Donald Trump does better with, and the left, of course, disparages them and say Donald Trump does better with blue collar workers. And by the way, I don't just buy this whole working class hero thing. I think the small business owners, I think that plumbers, by the way, who have other people in their plumbing company, if they're in charge of contractors, these people all count as the backbone of Americans. I think people who make $1 million, $2 million a year, who employ 50 people at a local restaurant franchise are still the backbone of America. So I don't want to play into the identity politics, but it's no small thing when the left says, and we know that uneducated voters, what they mean is people who don't have college degrees, that Donald Trump wins. And hold on a second. You guys said that Mitt Romney was a part of the elite when he bitched about the fact that 47% of Americans don't pay federal income taxes. Now, there are many things I don't like about Mitt Romney, almost all of it, but that is not amongst them. That means that there are enough Americans out there. If you look at the numbers, there are enough Americans who don't stand to gain. In other words, Kamala Harris went and tried to buy their vote and say, and I'm gonna give you tax breaks, everyone under 400,000, but everyone over 400,000 will be taxed more. And I'm going to tax companies more for an electorate. This is where there is still, win, lose, or draw, there still is the spirit of America alive, because if you look at the numbers, There are far more people making less than $400,000 a year whose vote was not purchased by the Democrat Party. That means that there are far more people who voted for Donald Trump who are voting based on what they believe is right for America and what this country is, rather than what someone will put directly in their pocket. Now, they do believe probably in the long term, it will be better for their own pocket long term, because they understand that a rising tide lifts all ships. But you have to understand, they're trying to buy the vote when they come out and say free health care, when they come out and say college tuition free or to reduce it. That's why Bernie Sanders had a lot of support. There are many Americans, tens of millions of Americans, who do not make $400,000 a year, who said, you know what? That's wrong. And I'm voting for this guy in spite of the fact that he's not promising me a handout just because I happen to have fewer zeros on my check. That's a good thing. That's a take-home message tonight, that those people can be reached. And you know what? You don't reach them. In other words, they just told you they're not going to be reached by promising them just free shit. Some of them will. So let's not next election go, oh, wait a second. Let's just make it a selfish personal motivation. It tells you that there are people out there, far more, who are won over by the vision for what America is, and it doesn't have to be the vision for what America was. Donald, think of his, it's no small thing. Make America great again. That means bring back the vision of what America was. We want it back. That's what people are voting for tonight. You think it's a bunch of people making more than $400,000 a year? The math doesn't work. That, to me, is inspiring, and you know what? It gives me hope. Genuinely, that gives me hope. Some guy out there who's making $60,000 a year working as a plumber, or someone out there who's in a trade school says, you know what? I don't want to rob from Peter to pay me as Paul. I still think it's wrong, and I still believe that there's that opportunity there for me, and I want that opportunity to still be there when I get to that point. I'm not there now. There's no guarantee. But we also know that we have more class mobility here in the United States than any country that has ever existed, period. That's something people don't tell you about. And there are enough Americans out there who believe that they will be a part of that mobile class. They believe that they will be a part of those top earners. They believe they will be a part of the ingenuity of spearheading the future that America can provide, by the way, to the rest of the world. When America is at the forefront, yeah, guess what? The world benefits. Hey, if America isn't the tip of the spear, who else is going to benefit the world to this degree? Sweden? France? The UK at this point? Canada? God, America is flawed, absolutely. But on the global scale, you want us leading that charge, and it requires enough Americans out there to get it. And that means most of them, the significant majority of them, are making less than $400,000 a year. And they said, nope, we're not buying it. That's a good thing. That's a beautiful thing. It really is. The left thinks it's a beautiful thing when people get together and vote for free shit. I think it's a beautiful thing when people get together and say, you know what? We're not going to vote for free shit. Yep, we have an update. All right, right now, okay.
We are. So is it official or is it our projection?
So we saw.
Hold on,
Reuters has not done what we are doing.
Okay.
Decision Desk
don't decide it yet.
Decision Desk HQ actually just did.
Okay.
So we are not the first. We are not the first, but we will be very close to do it.
Okay. So it's time for a state call. And Lane the Brain, I will let you do the honors. What is our official state call?
We are now calling Pennsylvania for Donald Trump.
Yeah, baby.
Whoa.
Oh,
I was waiting on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back.
I'm having a good time, having a good time. Pennsylvania's come back to the guy who's for Israel. Now all you Jews can clearly see. I extend my thanks to all of the Jews and even some black guys. I'm gonna go. There's no stopping me.
Before we continue with the numbers, hit that Rumble Premium right now. Tonight is the last night to get this mug. None of this happens without you. It is going to be the competitor to the YouTube of the world. They already have the biggest market share, and now you get it ad-free, all of Mug Club, and so much more to come. Get it on the ground floor. None of this happens tonight without you. Lane the Brain, the floor is yours by all means.
So now with this call, what that means is with the polls just now closing in Alaska, and us, if we can make that call, that'll give 2 more to Trump. And that would mean the Maine 2nd district is all that would be needed for him to
So Arizona, Nevada,
Nevada would
Michigan,
not
Wisconsin don't matter.
It would not matter.
I would
With
love
Alaska
that. I would
being
love for
second.
Maricopa County to just be sucking it.
Well, you know what? I'm feeling risky tonight. Let's take some risks. It's a good time to go out and make some mistakes. Let's call. Just have your eagle ready. I am going to call.
No.
If polls haven't closed, we can't
Alaska's
call something.
Fine.
Oh, is it okay?
Wait.
Let me check.
Lane, I really feel it. Can I make the call?
And 1 a.m. Eastern.
Can I make the call?
Lane.
You can call.
Lane, can I call Alaska? I'm calling.
Alaska is 3.
Sorry.
So does
I
that?
can't.
You can.
Yeah.
3 electoral
Three
votes.
electoral votes.
3 electoral votes. Alaska. We're going to put that on the map for Donald Trump.
It's like you smudged.
We don't know
the
about Maine
word,
2nd
yeah.
District yet, but we're pretty damn close.
Sorry, 2 senators and the 1 rep that they have. 3. Sorry, I forgot about the 1 district that they have.
Well, we're still going to have as this rolls in, the updates on the House and on the Senate, but all of that is looking pretty damn
Which we
good.
have the Senate.
We have
that
the
is
Senate. That's official.
That's official?
Yeah.
What's our
officially
final
won the
count here
Senate.
in the Senate?
We won the Senate?
We flipped
have-
it. We have at least had 51.
Yeah, we at least have 51. I don't know if there's more on the table, but Ted Cruz, by the way, also beat the crap out of Colin Allred. And
I
they poured,
said that.
No,
That
but
was
they
one.
poured millions of dollars into that campaign. They were absolutely trying to flip
a lot of very cringy football ads.
By how many? What was the percentage that he beat?
I don't remember what the final was on that, but they
You can see it right there on this map.
Well, I hope Colin
Oh,
made a
okay,
nice
that's right, yeah.
profit.
Ted
off of
Cruz.
it.
Oh, he won it by almost 10 points. Remember, people saying
Jeez.
this one's really close, guys.
I
Ted
know.
Cruz is going to lose. I was like, are you out of your
Now
mind?
listen, Ted, do what you said you're going to do.
Yes.
Section 230, we love you. Get it done. You guys are probably going to have all 3. Go for it.
Yes. What were we about to say there, Nick?
I read a list of the states that take the longest to calculate.
Yeah.
And Alaska was the first one they listed.
As far as the
even though
longest?
there's 11 people in the fucking state.
Well, they're all
because
very far apart.
They're all high.
They're all
but that was one of the states they said that takes long. I
Well, you
don't
have
know.
an idea the trick that they have to evade polar bears and shit?
Well, that's true.
It's they actually
Yeah,
get
they
hunted in
gotta-
Alaska by
No,
polar
your
bears.
skidoo breaks down on the way to the fucking.
It's the only state where you can go vote with a club.
Yes, that's absolutely right. That's actually the lever on the voting machine.
Can't have your phone out though. No phone.
No, you cannot have
But
your
there's
phone.
also that one city that's just one hotel that everybody lives in the same
Right.
hotel. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
So I assume they should count the votes there.
That's where Nanook's been hiding out.
They count a lot of things in that hotel.
And by the way, we are going to have you know what? Hey, I think we could probably, I don't know if we, I think at this point, because the drinking game, I forgot the drinking game rules.
Just
So everyone there, by the way,
Drink.
you can finish your drink right now because James Woods did it for the rest of us. Where anytime a state is called for Trump, you drink, but then we said finish a drink anytime a pundit cries on air. We did have that with the leftist meltdown. So, you guys can start enjoying a little bit. We're not counting our
Can I
tickets.
have a drink now?
Yes,
or?
you can. You
Okay,
absolutely
perfect.
can have a drink. But
Go
we
pour a
still,
gin tonic when I'm out.
Hey,
Oh, there
Lane,
you
can
go.
we get a total right now for Trump with our calls? Like where he is? Is he
He would be
269?
269 with our.
Okay, 269 with our calls.
So we'll watch that Maine second, and we can.
Then at that point, I realized we still
You're
have so
saying
many
Maine
gifts.
is the state? You're talking
Yeah.
about the
So
state of
Maine is split
They break it
districts.
up, yeah.
So they allocate different. So there's a statewide, and then per their districts, they I think it's 2 more districts, 3 more that
And
are
I'm-
individually allocated.
And
so you
I'm
can go
quite
up there.
certain isn't the main second district.
So we just need one of those votes in Maine.
Wasn't the main second district pretty much pretty consistently conservative?
Yes, correct.
Well, and by the
Yeah.
way, I don't know how quickly this is going to
Maine.
resolve itself, but this may be like
Oh,
a moot
yeah.
moot point because I'm getting a note from our team.
Two
We
moots.
still have Trump up 4% in Wisconsin with 89% reporting, and the modeling still looks really good for Trump to win Wisconsin.
And
So-
the modeling has been spectacular so far. From what we've
Data,
seen.
great job.
They had a
He's
great
got a
job.
nickname,
Let us know
so.
if you guys feel like we can go out on a limb and call Wisconsin before anyone else. You let us know. I'm trusting you
Well,
guys there.
As a yeah, I mean,
What do you? I know
We've
Lane-
already made some good calls, so
I know we've
yeah.
already made some. You don't want to ruin your perfect record.
know,
But
yeah.
is there even a mathematical possibility
I mean-
for Kamala to win? Can we have one of your pretty little graphs?
we can. Yes, we can
Wisconsin?
pull up a graph.
Because we had the Pennsylvania graph. I don't think we had the Wisconsin
Can we
graph.
make it
Yeah,
a Venn diagram?
Data, can you send in
dedication
the
to
send in the newest Wisconsin graph to on
he's
air?
like, oh
please?
yeah, I'm on it. Yes.
And by the way, we really do mean thank you to Lane and to everyone out there. I know this has been no small undertaking at all. And this happens because of everyone. I don't know if we have a view of everyone at work there beyond just the chair.
All of the people at work.
Nah, just the chair.
But you can just see everyone there.
They're all out of
Hey, I
focus.
don't hear any partying out there.
Hey
They
guys,
can
wave
gather.
out there if you can.
I want
Or
somebody to
don't.
kiss somebody.
Hey, keep working.
No,
Yeah, they listen to you.
party.
You guys
Don't listen to Tool Man. Party.
I saw
guys
Darren
know
thrown
just-
up.
Hey, there we go. Got some like.
There you go. Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, big baby.
Nick is so exasperated. He's like, I'm telling you, it's too early.
Yeah.
Who, me?
What's up?
I have our Wisconsin graph if we want it.
Oh, we do have the
Okay,
Wisconsin graph.
put that in.
Okay.
I'm
So this is the
happy.
Wisconsin graph. Oh, that was the graph we had earlier.
42.9. So we called PA with what, 37,
That's a new one
38?
right there.
Oh, this is a new one right here. So
Yeah.
Donald Trump only needs 42.9% of the remaining votes. And do we know which districts are largely? I mean, the one exception would be if Milwaukee, if the county there is the one that
So
is the least counted.
Interestingly enough, in Milwaukee, there's clips going around of, I don't know if it's the election commissioner or the mayor, we can fact check me on this, but basically saying that turnout was not near what they thought it was
No.
going to be.
It's not that huge of a city either.
It's not as big as you
not.
would think.
No, it's not. It's not like I mean, I think it's smaller than Detroit.
Can we go to the map right now since you're here, Lane? Because let's go to Wisconsin and let's look at Milwaukee County. Well, I can't see. You have to. Yeah, let's look at Milwaukee County. So 61% of the expected votes counted. So that's where I guess the number could change. But even if you're continuing with that march, so yeah, it might be a little too early to call Wisconsin. But I'm guessing that we probably have far fewer heavily red districts there.
It looks like he's winning Green Bay, and after the Brett Favre tweet earlier today.
I know, right?
Probably helped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. That stuff does help with.
He's surprised.
It doesn't help when it just goes out in mass like Taylor Swift,
No.
where half of her followers are in Europe and Japan because they think
I
she's a
know.
little boy.
Okay, Barb says I should vote for Trump.
Yeah,
Okay, I
gotta
think,
go
And you know what? He had some great
go.
dick pics.
And the people in Green Bay, they actually have shares in the Green Bay Packers.
That's
do.
right.
Yeah, I have one.
They open up.
Do you really?
One
Yeah.
share.
My whole family is like big Packers fans
That's
besides me.
awesome.
So my grandpa.
No
got us all
kidding.
shares.
That's really cool, actually. You
I can legally go to the team owners meeting.
I had a relative.
Shit. I don't understand
We're
why
doing
they
that.
do that. They opened up publicly for like
It's
a
a
month or something.
No, it is
But
a publicly the public
Traded.
owns the Packers.
Yeah.
There's no
I
owner.
know that the city owns it, but
Just to
like,
make more money,
they
they'll
opened
sell.
it- like they had an IPO. They opened
Yeah.
it on the stock market
Yeah.
for just like a short period and then closed it.
Yeah, they'll sell shares to raise
But
money.
what is it? Do you make money on that?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you make? You sell? You can sell that?
Yeah, it's like when a company wants to make money, they sell more of their
Guys, let's get back to
Right.
the victory.
All right, sorry.
But
probable victory.
If
yes, the
Favre-
probable victory, the most likely scenario at this point in time. But I don't remember. I was going to say something about was. Oh, I had a relative who I'm pretty sure had an active plot to shoot John Elway. That's how much.
John Elway.
Yes.
98 Super
I don't
Bowl.
know.
I get it.
Elway was the Broncos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And didn't they take it from the Packers?
Yeah, they beat the
Yeah,
Packers.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure, and I'm not
for John.
just joking. I'm pretty sure he was like, I swear to God, I'm gonna shoot John Elway. I'm like, he's like, no.
Aim
Look me
for
in the
his
eyes.
teeth.
I fucking mean it.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And I was like, you're gonna kill John Elway? He's like, I'm just kidding.
But I'm from
not.
Yeah, I'm from the Brock County.
Bullets fly better a mile high. So I go to Denver. I shoot them there.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you know,
And you know what?
bullets travel further.
Frontier has connections going back and forth all the time.
All the time.
They're not gonna be able to look at those metrics. Hey, you know, Brett Favre's doing commercials for Wrangler. So
Watch out, Walmart.
but I was look, Michigan, I don't know. Again, Michigan, because that is one where I would 100% side with Nick. Anything can happen in Wayne
Yeah,
County.
he's right there.
Because here's what's also interesting. Being from Michigan, and we poured through the voter rolls last time after the election. You guys can go through it. Remember that I was up all night, and I was like, guys, I'm looking at some things in Kent County that don't make sense. And then I started doubting myself, kind of like yesterday, but it turns out I had the anti-nausea drug Zofran, and it blocked all my serotonin. So I was actually a prick.
Hyper specific
Yes.
explanation.
But I remember we went through all the voter rolls like this does not make sense. It does not add up, especially when you take into account that Wayne County, everyone thinks Wayne County is just Detroit. Now, here's the crazy thing about Detroit. First off, they inflate their numbers of citizens, right, in Wayne County. It's largely the people who live in the surrounding areas. So and if you look at the people in the surrounding areas of Wayne County, I'm not saying that it's Trump country, but I'm saying you would get significantly more voters for Trump when you're talking about those old school Democrats in Wayne County than you would get in, for example, Los Angeles or Philadelphia. So those numbers that we saw in 2020 were a statistical, I can't say impossibility, but I would have been willing to bet my life impossibility. Put it that way. So anything can happen, but Wayne County is not as deep blue as you think because it's not what you typically think of when you think of an urban area. What is that, Gerald, you're pointing to?
Don't worry yet. I'm sorry. I just I saw
Main
something.
District
That's
2.
what we're working
He's
on.
ahead by 10 points.
Yeah.
Polls close, only 36% of the
14,000.
votes.
So still some time to go there, but he's up by 10 points in that one that we think he needs to win.
Well, the thing is, how many counties are there? We're talking about
Give me
Main
a
District
lot.
2. How many counties in Main District 2? There can't be that many.
And I mean, they've been closed since 8 o'clock. So like,
I was
5
gonna
hours to
say,
count,
can we go to Maine, guys? Because I know we have our brain in here right now, but can we go to Maine
All right, I gotta step
district
out for 1 second.
to Maine.
What are they using, an abacus to count this shit?
Yeah.
So there was a bunch of, I believe, shooting threats in Maine earlier today.
Yeah, those are
That's
some
another
angry
thing.
deer.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah, it's Maine.
You know how dangerous it is with the lobsters and the shootings.
Well, this doesn't show us which one is which district. But again, it's not like with Maine. The reason they separate, it's not like Maine, the 2nd district is when we're going, well, wait, we have to wait for all those big city votes.
Yeah, right.
The Bangor vote.
Yeah,
Bangor.
Exactly.
That's where I went to school.
I
Go Bears.
don't think that Bangor is the 2nd district. I think that 2nd district of Maine, if I'm not mistaken, is almost entirely rural, which is why
Banger's it's the only town. I
It's the
think.
only town. Yeah.
Right next to the school.
Yeah.
Orono. And Orono is the
Mhm.
Bangor wouldn't exist without Orono.
There was a guy from Maine, I won't say who, but people will know, when I was at Pat Militich's gym in Iowa, where you're going. The last time I was in Bettendorf. And I was in there taping a video. We were trying to get MMA legalized in New York. And I go in, and with the camera, he goes, hey, were you from a barn? I said, what? Just like that. Because he didn't have the rest of the Maine accent. I said, are you from a barn? I go, what? He goes, close the door. It's not a barn. I was like, oh, barn.
That's no English.
And then he kicked my ass. But he was the
How you
UFC
doing?
heavyweight champion of the world, so that's to be expected. Oh, I've
Good
revealed
to
too much.
see you.
Yeah.
How you doing?
6'8",
Pretty good.
300.
How you doing? Good.
What are you?
That's how they talk. It's
Oh, I thought I was a pedophile.
a pedophile from Bangor.
Yeah, that makes
Let me
sense.
see your
Well,
pee-pee.
Stephen King stories are all set in Maine, and there's a lot of pedophilic activity in.
I
those,
can
so-
imagine it's very dark and boring.
They fuck a lot of deer up there.
Yes, they do. I have no doubt about
It's
that.
Colin Quince. It's the only state where the sheep have a fucking rape hotline.
Yes.
Where the men are men. And
Joke's
the
on
sheep
Joe
are sheep.
Rogan because
that
that's on
white
his
tail.
elk meat plate. All right. Is there anything else that we're missing? But I know you're going to probably go
No,
back
we'll
there,
go
put the
look
numbers,
real
and we'll
hard
look at
Maine.
look at the main
We'll
second
source
district,
Nick
'cause-
if we need any on the ground information.
Yes.
Okay.
But
All over it.
just go to Iowa real quick. It's the last thing I want to say because that was blowing my mind.
Oh, Iowa,
Over
when they were
Iowa.
trying to say that Kamala was ahead. Yeah.
He's
What is it
gone.
in Iowa that you want us to get into specifically?
Yeah. Okay. So he won by 14 points.
Yeah.
They were talking about
And Seltzer
Oh my
needs
God.
to go to jail.
Can we
Yeah.
can we bring
Yeah.
by the way, you know what, when you guys go back there, I know we've been focusing on these numbers, but I also would like to bring them over so people can remember it, that poll that came out.
It's hers.
Yeah. Can we bring that up so
Yeah.
people can remember, and let's have a side by side of that and the final results, because she also didn't reveal her methodology. And I remember everywhere on CNN on Sunday night and even last night, they were going, well, gosh, you see this could be one of those where it could be an early night for Trump and he could be packing it in based on what we're seeing out of Iowa. See, it's the lie that then gets repeated and parroted.
That's right.
It just didn't work this time.
And Iowa's a small enough state that it flew under the radar.
Yeah, exactly. What didn't
Not-
it
not
didn't
your
fly
radar, obviously,
what
yeah.
didn't fly under the radar for them when they were trying to do
Right.
it was the Hitler propaganda.
Iowa is lost. You have no chance. Don't show up to vote.
Yeah.
You have no chance. If Hitler/Trump loses Iowa, you're going to lose.
What are you signaling me at?
We got an interesting tweet you might want to see.
Oh, okay.
One of Hitler's relatives.
Well, yeah, probably good old Mark Cuban. And says, "Congrats at real Donald Trump. You won fair and square. And congrats to Elon Musk as well."
Oh, now he's trying to suck up.
Catherine Fitted
Now
for
he's trying to
lesbian
suck up.
shoes.
That seems like a guy who's hoping he's not chained up in Musk's
That's
backyard.
right. That's exactly fucking right.
Yeah. He's
Big
gonna be,
girl. Shut up, Cuban.
oh my God.
you scared the shit out of
Me
me.
too. You, me too, you son of a gun.
That Ellen DeGeneres lookalike. Come on.
He said, he said, congrats, real Donald Trump. You won fair and square. Congrats to Elon Musk as well. Hashtag Godspeed. Well, he wants to
I may
seem
have
like he's
broken a toe. I think I kicked the door.
yeah. I heard you kick the door.
Well, that's what you
I
get
hope
for
you
rushing
shattered
in like
that
this.
now you know what it's
Rachel.
like to break a doorstop. I'm up to 2.
Wasn't Rachel Maddow
Jeez.
threatening
I hope there's a bone
that the
sticking
U.S.
out of your
government would
sneaker.
take away SpaceX's federal contracts if Trump lost?
I think so. Can you? Yeah, let's have Mission Control bring that up. And we should probably check in with MSNBC. I guarantee we have liberal meltdowns now.
Yeah,
we have to
should
have
probably
more.
check in with them.
All right.
I'm going to get out of here. Go
Okay.
look at Maine. That's
All
what
right.
I'm going to do.
We'll go look at Maine. Thank you.
Lane,
Linda
you're
Britton.
like an angel that brings good news.
Yes, he brings us
Hey.
tidings of great joy, not a virgin birth, because that guy bangs, but tidings of great electoral joy. Get your minds out of the gutter. You're better than that. I know you're not. That's why we'll see you on Rumble Premium. Not tomorrow, which is today. Did you break your toe?
Yeah,
You
I
son
think
of a
he
bitch.
did. He's hurting right
Oh,
now.
I hope it shatters.
Guys, look. Look, this is, and Here's the thing. By the way, we're gonna have to bring in. Whether it's Nick or whether it's Josh, we're gonna have to bring in Pops Crowder because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be super pissed because Pops Crowder said like 6 months ago, it's gonna be a landslide. I have no doubt about it. No one else is saying it, but I'm saying it. Just because Donald Trump won didn't mean that Pops Crowder was right then with no data. So he's gonna parrot that every chance he gets.
Rub your face in it.
Yeah, so we'll bring him in. But I always
Okay.
said 60-40, 65-35. And I said today, I think Donald Trump's going to win, but he was oh yeah, it's going to win everything. I think my dad actually says like Jersey's in play.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
He did say that
Okay,
to me,
all right.
though.
Thank you, Josh.
You're
gonna
right.
mention-
About a month ago, he said to me, I think he's coming to win.
You know what? And let me let people. Well, while we're talking about Iowa, I'm trying to find. You're going to be in Ottumwa count. Where? But I don't have your plug.
I got
No, but this
right here.
Saturday night
This Saturday night,
at Ottumwa, Iowa,
the
Bridgeview Center Theater. Come on out,
You
folks.
guys-
Funniest man alive. Go see him live. And you know what? It's going to be a really, really fun night after this election.
That's right.
And he's accepted the victory results, which I think
I'll
you're
be-
getting closer.
I hope you don't mind. I'll be doing Nixon jokes.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, opening for him would be Rich Little.
Let me just say this, Ottumwa.
You do a great Nixon. I would have.
Phenomenal Nixon.
He probably was in Ottumwa at some point.
He probably was. Let me tell you, I'd love to fuck Indians.
So,
Whoa.
Oh, he's still on ABC. I'm sorry.
No. Whoa was shock. I didn't know that.
oh no.
was
He
true.
did. He did
Yeah.
like to do that.
I didn't realize. Officially call that? Is that
Can
allowed?
confirm.
I like the Blackfoot squaw.
Oh,
Think
wow.
about this, though. We could end up tonight. Again, Michigan, I hope. We're not going to get the results from Michigan, I don't think, for a long while tonight. But Donald Trump the map could look Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada.
Yeah.
It could look at all of those.
But
And then Michigan is the only, which would that put him over 300 at that point with North Carolina and Georgia? Can we bring up the 270 to win, guys? Just
yeah,
to put a
that'd be-
final count on it. Let's leave
Yes, it
Michigan
would.
blank.
Well, because you got 11 in Arizona, 6 in Nevada.
Right.
That's 17. So yeah.
So North
if you
Carolina.
want-
Last 10 years. He's like, what I win in bets. Okay, let's go to Van Jones real quick. I bet you.
Come on, talk about it, Van.
I bet you he farts.
Aggressive. You're very nervous. Tonight. You're very nervous tonight.
She lost.
If you're a solar farmer in a red state trying to deal with this climate issue, we've had
Solar
disaster.
farmer? What the hell is that?
Your financing might fall apart tomorrow. Morning, because
Oh, boy.
now
Hold on, time
count
out. He's
the
not
federal
president tomorrow
government
morning.
at the front lines of this fight the way that the Biden-Harris administration had put the United States government at the front of the climate fight. So you whose fates are now in the hands of someone who can either be aggrieved or it can be big. He's usually not big. And so I think this is a shock. It's a political realignment.
Things that Donald Trump would do his first day in office. Let me the 7+1 things that Kamala Harris will do when she loses. Turns out it was just one. It's just she just didn't come out to speak. And we actually have the 7+1 reload things that Donald Trump does his first day in office.
You forgot Fifth in the chamber.
All right, this is the 7+1 reload. So this is, I guess, number at this point. What do we number? We're going into descending order.
We're doing 7, starting from 7
Okay,
again.
so just another 7+1.
Too confusing that.
Number 7, which is really actually 14. But Gerald,
have Elon Musk build Space Force One.
Oh, hey, that's
There
going to
you
be
go.
fun.
I like
That's
that.
going to be fun. Number 6, officially appoint Kamala
As fellatio czar. Everyone has a skill. I bring out the best. She brings out a kisser.
Let's go with this one. Sorry, number 5.
By that, the previous one, I mean tasking her with investigating the root cause of fellatio in the Southern Triangle. Her Southern Triangle.
Oh, you can't do both.
Yes, 7+1. First things Donald Trump will do on day 1. Number 4, Nick DiPaolo.
Executive order. Every first Tuesday of the month is Topless Tuesday.
It's a good Tuesday. Oh, bet you didn't see that one coming. You were expecting a chick.
I saw it coming, McDonald's. It happens.
Number 3, Gerald Morgan.
Pardon Hunter Biden and appoint him head of the DEA.
Oh, well, that one actually, you know what? It takes one to know one.
It does. He's kind of like
It takes one to know one.
I am rubber, you are glue. He smokes crack.
Frank Abagnale.
Number 2, this one is actually just for you, Nick DiPaolo.
Executive order banning Uber drivers from talking to passengers.
I clicked no conversation. And the number 1 thing that Donald Trump will do, and my voice is dead, so I'm doing my best. Number 1, federally indict Jake Tapper for being a giant pussy.
And the +1, Nick DiPaolo.
Appoint Whoopi Goldberg, Secretary of Twats.
Hey, that's the end this week's Reload 7+1. You forgot Fifth in the chamber.
All right.
I'm actually texting back and forth with Chris Pavlovsky, the CEO of Rumble. He's at Mar-a-Lago, I think. For
Oh my God! Look at you guys.
This is
just like celebrating. And
this is a huge.
Like, look, we called it it's not a quick call. This is based only on the data that's available. But CNN, listen, I hope this gives you an insight.
Yeah,
we're not making far out calls.
No, we're not.
We're looking
That's
at the
right.
data and going, this is abundantly clear. At what point do we call it? And 30 minutes later, we call it. And then an hour later, CNN calls it.
Where do you, can I ask you, like, how do you guys get the data before?
Oh, it costs us millions of dollars.
No,
Same
yeah,
data.
but it's the same.
It's the same data. Well, it costs. It costs.
No, but you
many,
get it
hold on a
before,
second.
though.
No, it costs. No. It costs many hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then we also added to it third-party analysts and experts, that whole extra suite that you have there, to analyze the same data that they have access to and to do it better. So they all get it from. If you guys, we can probably send.
Get it from what, the AP?
Yeah. So you know what? That's actually a good.
Oh, really?
That's actually a good question. Let's take a brief break, and we're going to decide exactly how we handle. Let's take a brief break, and we'll come back with someone from data from Mission Control to tell you exactly how we came to these numbers, what the methodology was, and again, let you behind the curtain. And we're going to stick with you, I think, at least until Wisconsin is called. So a brief break, please. Hey, none of this tonight would have happened without you. Mug Club, and Mug Club now is Rumble Premium. Tonight is the last night to get the OG mug. Click that button right there. Join Rumble Premium. Going forward, right? It's a weekday show, 10 a.m. Eastern on weekdays. You can tune in. You can continue watching on Rumble Premium. You don't have to click anywhere else. You have an account. You watch Rumble Premium. You get it ad-free. You keep watching for all the exclusive content. Just our show, along with Nick DiPaolo at 5 p.m. It is seamless. None of it happens without you. We're going to take a brief break. I probably won't be eating dinner, but you know what? Let's also get ready to fill our glasses and celebrate this with you. We'll be right back with probably the last chunk of tonight's stream. I've really been enjoying doing this with you. Now it's time. It's time to have a good time. Brief break.
Ditch the gym, work out from home. Private, convenient, badass design. Get jacked up.
Howdy. Howdy, I'm Colonel Slanders. Now, we all know about the accusations from the right about Tim Walz. Shoo-hoo! And to those of you taking it to heart, old Colonel's got a question for you. How does it feel to be so dang perfect? Heck, we've all lied. For example, did you know there's only 10 ingredients in my secret blend of 11 herbs and spices? One for each finger. Yeah. Think of that when you're at the ballot box this November. And our country will be just as good as finger-licking chicken. So this November, do the right thing and do something bigger. Vote for Kamala, because she's half-a. This ad's paid for by the Colonels for Harris Family Pack Bucket. Oh, it's just a regular pack?
Did you know Earth is made of 71% water? Doctors recommend we drink at least 1.2 liters of water a day, just to be on the safe side. That's a lot of water. Water is key to our survival, but we don't just drink it. We have fun playing in it too. Wash ourselves, and sometimes we even get stuck in a storm. An adult's brain is 65% water, and she has full custody of the children. That there. That's Jeff. My kids call him Dad now. He's a lawyer. In fact, he's a special voiceover guy. That was a long time ago when we used to actually have a house on the water, but now it belongs to the bank. Luckily, it was only in my name, so only my credit got ruined. Thank goodness I'm still able to afford this studio apartment that has this pot I'm currently filling with water. This pot is the only thing my wife left behind, besides pain. I'm going to use it to make some macaroni and cheese. Oh, that must be my $12 escort. I hope I'll get to experience the touch of a woman again without getting robbed like last time.
Give me your money or I'll cut ya.
And now for Barely Legal with Bill Richmond, sponsored by Mug Club.
Hi, I'm half Asian lawyer Bill Richmond for Louder with Crowder, here with some education and tips on the terms we use in the legal world. Our question today comes from Dan McGovern in that hellhole known as East St. Louis, Illinois. Dan's question is,
what is the deal with the court names like Supreme Court, Circuit Court, District Court, and Justice Court? And who in this is in charge of who gets to be a judge in each one of those? Well, Dan, we're going to split this one up into two parts and deal first with the courts themselves. Most of you have heard about a Supreme Court, which is the final appellate courts in both our federal and state systems. At the very top in the federal system, above all the courts, is the United States Supreme Court. You can end up here whether you start in a state court or a federal court. It is the true court of last resort for judicial relief. Now, secondly, most states also have a Supreme Court that is the highest court.
Stay tuned for more Barely Legal with half-Asian lawyer Bill Richmond.
Hey, boo, Pedro, not today. You're not sending your best. I'm going to send you right back. Looking over that. Well, let's keep building this wall. There you go, brick by brick. My wall, frankly, shoots fire, you see? And you're going to pay for it. It's Trump! Hey, guys, in the chat, let me know what you'd like me to put in my moat. I'm thinking alligators and spikes.
Another man faints slowly, healthy, young, and vibrant. Another violent myocarditis, it's still good for your children. Don't you see? Just trust me. Just check my pedigree. In your heart, in your veins, protein spiking. With their shots and their clots and their shots and their clots in your veins, in your heart, they are spiking. In your veins, in your veins, vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. Hey, hey, what's in your veins? In your veins, vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. Hey, 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 hey.
Sudden death among healthy working age people worldwide is skyrocketing.
She died here at the hospital after she went into cardiac arrest.
Who knows? Young people are dying.
These are not statistics. These are human beings.
Another poor heart's swelling. There's no published papers.
Because I represent science.
When the science's name is Fauci, we just all bent over. It's the same old scheme, like his AIDS monarchy in your.
Are you willing to share the data with this committee?
We had to really move at the speed of science.
Shots and their clots have no thoughts on their shots. In your head, you smell bad. In your veins, vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. Hey, hey, what's in your veins? In your veins, vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. Hey, 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 ha, 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 hey,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are preparing for the celebrations here. Just to remind you, if you have not seen this, we have officially called the race for Donald Trump with that district in Maine, with that one vote with Alaska, and calling Pennsylvania, even though they refused to call it on CNN. Looking at all of the data, this is not a quick call. This is something that we looked at the data, we looked at the outstanding votes available and the trends, and there's just no way that we see that Kamala Harris has any path to victory. And this is before Wisconsin, before Arizona, before Nevada, before Michigan, all of that. People are actually having some wonderful, wonderful meltdowns, including this guy right here. What's your podcast called? Barely Legal? Sorry?
Hardly Legal.
Hardly Legal. Hardly Legal. Hardly
There he
Legal. Where
is.
do you find it?
You can find it on YouTube.
There's a microphone right next to you. Come on.
You can find it on YouTube and Spotify and
What are you talking about?
iTunes. It's basically anonymous legal call-ins with comedians who are lawyers. So we help real people
and
who have real
funny
legal
law.
issues. Look, I'll tell you, one of the calls we had was a nurse in New York, in Long Island specifically, who did 4,000 fake vaccine cards for first responders. So she got the jab, but she was just totally against the mandates and ended up getting convicted and losing her license over.
I've been seeing it on your reels on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah,
They're
it's a
funny.
fun
Yeah.
thing. So Hardly Legal, come check us out, leave a comment, like it. Thank you, Gerald.
Absolutely.
That's a good nurse right
I
there.
also still didn't. Last times. I think for a presidential election, maybe that you're going to see people depending on them because they won't even call stuff.
Well,
when
let's
they know.
Well, then let's make our first toast.
Yes.
Okay. So the first toast
I need
is
champagne.
to
Bring it in.
Oh no, you got a red Solo cup. It's not. Put in your mug, but you know it's symbolic. It's
Oh,
all right.
Can you pour? You can pour it in my puke bucket.
That's his
I
MAGA
didn't
cup.
get a
Hey,
shit.
also, Kylie, if we could bring in a thermometer because maybe my fever's still here. We'll see. I bet you it could be an election miracle.
Bring in the
We're
anal
shut
one.
down.
Donald Trump wins and you magic.
My
You
fever is
broke
down.
through.
But
Kylie,
the-
I need champagne, please.
Okay, well then I'll wait for the
I
toast.
got
So
some
before we
water.
do the toast,
Bring in that
before we do the
Manischewitz.
toast, we're gonna have them bring in the drinks. We're gonna bring in Pop Scratter. We're gonna bring in Josh
Just
with
the
a few
bottle.
toasts to make. But we have a leftist meltdown
Yeah,
first.
so Harry Sisson basically tweeted this out again, the flag without the L. America failed women tonight. I'm so sorry. Some
Oh,
of my initial thoughts.
Oh,
Let's
he's
hear
just
it, Harry.
trying to get laid.
Let's hear it,
He
Harry.
is a woman.
Did we want Stinger?
Not CNN.
Is it just a tweet or is it a clip?
Sisson.
Is it a tweet or a clip?
Nope,
It's
we
a
got a
tweet
clip.
with
Here we
it's
go.
a clip.
Okay, all right. Time for one of our leftist meltdowns.
Hold on. There it is.
All right.
You are going for the Capitol.
The election between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris has not been called yet. We do
Take
not
the
know
CNN
who
audio
the
down,
winner is,
please.
but it is pointing in one direction.
Oh,
And
That's him.
Probably his
is that his background?
His
Yeah.
background.
final, but I just wanted to say that America failed women tonight.
Who know better than you, bitch?
Trump has insulted women, berated
Why
them,
does he have rouge
been
on?
found liable.
They still won't bang you, dude.
You would know a woman if it bit your clit.
And he took women's reproductive rights away. And instead of standing up to that, people voted for him.
No, people are still allowed to reproduce.
And,
And let your opponent have their
we
election
failed
night.
our
And
daughters,
everybody
our
that's
mothers,
there at Trump,
our sisters.
Your boy bands.
wives. Tonight, America failed.
Nah, he wouldn't.
We-
You don't have a daughter.
Guy's on the rag.
Like I remember Andy Card.
It is unfortunately the reality of the situation.
Yes, we know we won, but we have to wait
So I'm
until
sorry
John Kerry concedes, and
to
then
everybody
we all
out there who will be
traipse back
impacted
in
by
the next
what
morning
may
and
come.
wait.
What a good economy, you dick.
Well, you gotta sing us out.
You are going for the Capitol.
Gary Phil, eh?
I think we can say it, baby.
Hold on, do we fail women? Let me watch me fail them extra. Which, by the way, I probably shouldn't be doing with a fever, but I don't care.
You still have a fever?